be a guest today?
It's not the real one. He's not orange enough.
Oh my god, this song sucks. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's pretty weak.
the Beavis and Butthead's a nice touch.
Yeah, I like the Beavis and Butthead.
It's like, man.
It looks like he's farting. You know, the little puffs coming up.
Yeah.
like in the Sega Genesis game. Remember that game? You had to fart in your teacher's face enough times for him to drop the concert tickets off his head.
What game was this?
Beavis and Butthead, the game for Sega Genesis. He had a pair of concert tickets on his head in the classroom, and you had to walk up to him and fart in his face enough times to get him sick, so he would pass out, and the concert tickets would fall down.
Huh. I forgot about that game. I don't know.
That's
I
culture.
don't remember many games Beavis and Butthead were in.
And every time you ripped ass, he would just say "fart knocker" every time.
All I remember about Beavis and Butthead was my liver. That's about it. And
Great Cornholio.
I'm the great Cornholio. I need TV for my bungalow. You know that's.
Are you threatening me? Are you threatening me?
I'm a gringo. You know that. Oh boy. Welcome everyone to episode 77 of Wasted with Wize. We are live tonight. So yeah, I can't do what I do. I have to come up with a song every week, kinda, that sort of matches what we're going to be talking about. So I guess since the samurai and the ninja in Assassin's Creed can't do the same shit, that's why
should have been Naue does what Yasuke don't.
Exactly. And we're going to get into that in a second. So yeah, my name is, as always, the Wise Old Gamer, and we are here for the next 3 hours with these assholes to
I won't be here that long.
He's probably going to fall asleep in half of it. Then
Yeah,
I've had like
the jump was like, I ain't doing 3.
Yeah. You're lucky I'm here at all. I've only had like 2 hours sleep in the last 2 days. So
you always only get 2 hours of fucking sleep for a man.
Dude,
in a wheelchair, you get laid more often than I do.
No, it's not a matter of that. It's a matter of just a lot of stress and shit. So, it is what it is.
It do be what it be.
Yep. Thanks to our guest.
Thanks to our guest. Oh, we have a guest? Oh,
well, according to
yeah, 45/47, bro.
Well, speaking of our guest, he's also had a negative effect on somebody else.
Did you see that? Off topic. They announced the Boeing is going to get that new contract for the new F-47, but the generals picked the name. The generals picked the name. He was quick to say that the F-47 is the name of our new 6th generation stealth fighter. They announced it today. We went from F-22, F-35, now it's F-47. He happened to be 47th president, but he's like, the generals picked that name. Yes, I'm sure they did, Trump. I'm sure
but look, it's made by Boeing, so it's going to fucking implode, okay?
It's gonna last in the air for 2 minutes. You know why it's stealth? Because it's on the fucking ground. You can't see it in the air.
It's actually pretty dope. And it was rumored to be what it is, and it's actually dope. It's actually a whole system. So it'll be one stealth fighter that basically has a bunch of drone fighters that fly with it, that can go search out threats ahead of it. They can carry additional payloads. So like one fighter gets
they will do exactly as the one fighter tells them to do, or they will be
Call of Duty,
or they will be destructed, or they'll be self-destructed. So yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Anyone here used to play StarCraft?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you remember that big old blimp? I forgot what it was from. It was made by the Protos. You had that blimp, and you went out, and that blimp had little carriers that would come out from, and little planes that would come out from it and shoot around. So we are getting really close to realizing that StarCraft future of ours. Is that what you're saying?
Well, the drones we're using aren't tiny. Not like the little drones that we attach to the. Have you seen the drones with the explosives on them?
Was better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not those. It's like the ones that are like the size of like Cessnas, pretty much, like full-size drones that'll fly with it. But yeah, no, it's getting crazy. The shit that we're going to be able to do.
I remember all this, and I keep harkening back to the same movie back in the
Stealth.
No, not Elf, but Toys.
No.
Toys.
Oh no, I'm saying the movie Stealth, where they have that. There's all the fighters, and then they have the one plane that's controlled by nothing but AI, and it gets hit in a lightning storm and fucking starts going AWOL and doing its own shit. You don't remember that movie?
What was it called?
I do. It was a cheesy movie.
It was called Stealth. But I'm saying it's a similar thing where there was one aircraft that was controlled all by AI.
I don't remember seeing it. How long back was it?
It was probably on the Sci-Fi Channel. It's one of those types.
It was a major motion picture release. It was in the mid 2000s.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a major motion picture. It was a motion picture, but I don't know about major.
I'm pretty sure it was by like Paramount or something like that. Let me look it up. Make me do fucking work, Paul. God damn it.
Okay, I don't know. I gotta go and see that.
I mean, it's not terrible. It's a popcorn flick. You just guys. I mean, if anything, it's got what's her name in it? Jessica Biel. It's got Jessica Biel in it. So I mean,
so that tells you right there that it's not a good movie. But it's got Jessica Biel in it.
I mean, it's got Jessica Biel.
Again, why do people want to see a movie? It's because they just want to see her tits. That's it. Like, I mean, really.
She a bad bitch. I saw every Underworld movie for nothing but Kate. Well, I mean, vampires and werewolves are cool, but I saw it because of Kate fucking Beckinsale. Let's be real.
And let's be honest, we all saw Catwoman wanting to see more of Halle Berry, but then even Halle Berry's skinless ass basically was not enough to save up that movie. So
yeah, we got Monsters Ball eventually.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I remember there was like that movie Toys with Robin Williams.
So Stealth was distributed by Columbia Pictures and Sony, so it was a major motion picture. So there, Paul.
I gotta go.
No, it by Sony. Come on, Jesus.
No, Columbia.
Oh, Columbia.
I mean,
okay.
Yeah, I mean they released No Way Home. And
but trust me, when you look up that the box office for that movie, it didn't do well.
Oh, I'm sure.
No, it didn't.
I wouldn't put it up for any awards or anything. I'm just saying that it was topical.
I would. They're called Razzies.
Razzies.
Well, most of the movies that like today's time, we look at a lot of the movies that we look at like with rose-colored glasses back in the day didn't really do so well. Like the Rocky Horror Picture Show, famously when it first came out.
Listen, I'm sorry, that movie's still
it still doesn't do that well. I mean, the only reason it does well is because of the crowd stuff, dude.
Right.
Yeah, like I was always heard about how great that movie is. I'm like, oh, it is. I watched it one day.
No, it really isn't. It really
is this?
And there was a.
I mean, thank you for Sarah What's Her Face's tits. That was cool. But other than that, this movie is ass. But what do you call it? Blade Runner was a box office bomb. Now people look back on that with big time like, oh, that's fucking Blade Runner, bro. Like it's one of those movies.
Right. I mean, and a lot of these movies are like that. Like even 2001: A Space Odyssey, I did not know was a flop when it first came out.
Because it's boring as shit.
Yeah, it is. That's another one that I tried watching, and I got made about halfway through, and I'm like, dude, I'm over it.
I've talked to other sci-fi fans about that. It's because it's too clean. Everything was white. When all the sets are white, white. They wore white. They walked around in white. Everything. That's why Star Wars did so. Star Wars looked lived in. Their ship looked. But
even Star Wars, like in the initial weekend launch, it was not. It got bigger as it stayed in the theaters. But
because nobody.
Were you even alive when that went in? I was 10.
I know.
And I'm telling you,
you could tell.
I saw it that July. It was a big movie, really quick.
Okay.
I mean, maybe the first weekend didn't do well, but then word of mouth got out, and all of a sudden,
obviously,
that shit blew up.
Was relatively unknown. He had American Graffiti under his belt. That's
and American Graffiti and THX 1138.
1138.
But this was a stark departure from American.
Right,
Graffiti.
and this is a movie. You got to imagine that there's no social media. You couldn't go on the internet and watch all these trailers. People probably barely even saw trailers.
No, it became a big deal really quick.
100%. But this was a movie that even the people involved were like Harrison Ford was like, all right, I guess I'm doing this piece of shit, and then it's on to the next thing, not knowing that this is going to fucking pay for every house he owned for the rest of his life.
And everyone else's house who worked on it too.
Yeah.
Well, Harrison Ford's biggest issue was nobody talks like this. Was his,
Yeah. Still to this day, nobody sober talks like that either.
Yeah, he's like, I can see that these are words, but at the same time, George, these aren't words. What are we doing here?
But before that, and before doing American Graffiti, Harrison Ford was a drug dealer. So,
Was it really?
he was known to be people's pot dealer in Hollywood.
I don't know. I know
Dang,
he
you
was brought in to
serious?
help table read for Star Wars.
I
He
did
wasn't
not know
even
that.
selected to
Yeah.
act. Like George just brought him in to do table reading because he knew him from American Graffiti. And while he was doing the table reading, was like, oh, maybe we'll make this motherfucker Harrison Ford. He wasn't even there to read for a part.
Huh, cool. I did not know that.
Can you
See?
guys hear
Yeah.
me?
Yeah, I
Yep,
can hear
now
you.
we can.
We can now. For a while, it
I
looked like
can.
you were just licking your black ball, and I was like, just let him do
Looked
his
like you were
thing.
just bouncing around
Yeah,
and
it
being
looked like you
spazzy.
needed- yeah, you were.
Well,
it looked
I
like you just
mean,
needed a
so-
private moment. You know,
No,
it was
the
just like personal
setting,
time.
the settings on StreamYard is being weird because they go to audio, and my mic is selected, but next to it, the dots that show you the input, I was like snapping and tapping it and everything, and there was
Nope.
nothing there.
Like I heard you when I said something about the kid being behind you. You said something, and I heard that. Well, I think that was the last thing I heard.
Okay, all right.
Well, no. It's interesting that you brought that up because I was looking at what you did with your new show or with the update to the show that you had last night or the other night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And,
That shit. Oh my
and
lord.
I need like next week is spring break for us, so I'm totally planning on sitting there and like figuring out either Streamlabs or OBS.
No.
Well, first of all, I don't want to pay
No.
$50 a month.
No
So-
Streamlabs.
okay,
Stop with the
so
Streamlabs
yeah.
shit.
Streamlabs is a commercialized version of OBS, and OBS stands for Open Broadcast Software. You should
Okay.
not have to pay for something that's open. Just download
Nope.
the regular OBS, and you get everything you need.
Yeah, there's actually an updated version of OBS now.
Well, and Streamlabs is so shitty about it that when OBS asked them, said, "Look, stop using our shit," they basically told them to sod off. And
Yeah,
you
they're
know,
like, go kick rocks, suck
Yes.
exhaust pipe.
I'm telling
I
you,
won't.
just-
I won't
just-
support Streamlabs. I won't support them.
Just pick a day and just watch YouTube tutorials. You could
Well,
get OBS down in an hour.
I've told him
An
numerous
hour.
times to get a hold of me.
Well, I am free all next week. You just tell me.
I'm
what
not
time
going to
it's
be
gonna
$10 an hour because I need some money. So
And I'll leave it on the. I'll leave it on the bedroom counter, and I'll
Daddy
make sure I'll
needs some
kiss
new
you on the
push
cheek
rate.
Dude,
before I leave.
I got two after I did that show, after we did that show last week, and
Uh-huh.
everybody saw me inputting video from Discord into OBS and didn't have to use StreamYards or any other secondary service like that to get the video off of Discord, which Colt taught me how to do it. I got 2 messages on Twitter. New Legal wants me to show him how to do that in OBS tonight sometime. So
When are you guys free next week? Just like let me know a day.
next
And
week.
I'll
are you
do it.
kidding? Jesus.
I'll have to see what you're talking. I'm actually using OBS right now just to have this gift a little playing in the background. That's how I got this on my
Every
website.
little headbang.
Oh, is that how you get your
brontosaurus.
gift to move? Oh, shit.
Yeah, videos.
Yeah, it's just a video, and I can do the same thing.
So
Yeah.
the only bad thing about OBS, and I talked to Colt about this, is that it won't, like, you know how Streamlabs will do it does auto intros and everything.
Right.
OBS will not do auto intros and stuff. You have to start your intro, and when it's over, you have to switch to.
You have to
Scene.
switch. Yeah, you have to switch your scene. Yeah, it's all
Yep.
manual.
It's all manual.
Hey,
Other
that
than
saves
that-
me $50 a month. Then fuck yeah.
It's like a producer thing. It's set up so that you're actually running it like you'd be running like out of a video or an audio booth, and actually switching inputs and stuff.
Okay, well,
Yep.
no, I don't even mind doing that, but it's just one of those things
and
that I know it has
and
a
it's just a button click too, so you can have it to
Yeah.
where your scene, when you make it visible, will start, do whatever, play whatever you want, and the second it's done, it'll
Yep.
go back invisible. So you literally just click
And
the
you-
eyeball,
and-
it plays, and it's done.
And you can set up keyboard shortcuts so you don't have to hunt stuff
Is it
down
me
with the
or
mouse.
Cerebral Paul mad loud? And I don't want to hear his shit.
It's
It's
big
you,
ass
shut up.
mansion he bought. It's echoing.
Is it
I'm
echoing?
not hearing an echo.
I don't hear an echo.
I don't hear an
Well,
echo.
I don't hear an echo.
it was a joke. I said it's this big ass mansion he bought because it was.
Yeah.
We didn't hear that part. What's
Oh.
I
good,
thought you
fellas?
said it's this big ass man shit he bought.
Oh,
I'm like, he
I
bought
wasn't
some
here
big
last
shit.
week,
What?
Lemon, but late happy birthday. So
So,
You know what?
Yeah.
so
You have my personal phone number.
I
come online.
do. You keep saying that. I don't. You have mine. I don't have yours.
So
Hey,
if I
Dragon.
called you, we spoke. What's good?
No,
KY?
I've never spoke to you on the phone.
Hold on, KY speaking.
so is Bob on Dragon TV tomorrow?
Dragon's Den, yes. Yes, you are.
because I missed the other one.
No,
because I had
listen.
family things.
No, everybody is always welcome, bro. Long as we give the people a good show, of course you are on them all. Say no more. 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Dragon's Den. I got something to show you, Wize. I really was big and Wize up all weekend from the last week's birthday stream. You're fucking awesome, you little Indian motherfucker.
What the fuck did I do?
No, you
I didn't know. Hold on, he's Indian.
Hindu,
Bitch,
Indian.
motherfucker, what did you think I was? Fabio, what the
Something.
fuck? That's like Fabio, you coming on and KY saying, when did you become fucking Brazilian? Like, what
Okay.
the fuck?
Dude, I've got my color scheme on Windows is set to warmth. Everybody looks like
Hey,
Shout out to
We're all going to just got back from Bermuda.
and just real quick, you don't have to ask Fabio how he shaves down there, okay? That's nobody's business. All right. That's
I don't deserve that. Okay, listen.
I mean,
You know what? I'll wait till you
Wize
go to me. I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to be rude. I'm sorry. I'll wait. I'll wait till you come to me. I'm sorry.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's start with the guy to my right, Mr. Fabio, my man. How's your week been going? What you been doing? What you been playing? And what the fuck you drinking tonight? Or who you eating tonight? More like it.
Well, soon enough, I'm going to be.
We don't
drinking
need to
a
know
lot
the
of
second
beer
part.
right now. I've been
don't
having.
Speak for your
Wize,
fucking
baby,
self. I
some
want to
big
know.
weird
It's
fucking
been 20
reason.
years since I've
Oh
been
my
married,
lord!
man.
Can I just talk here? Holy shit!
Go
You
ahead, go
like
ahead.
you ask me stuff and then you
Right,
don't let me talk,
right.
you motherfucker.
Make sure you talk
damn
very
it.
slowly. when
you
start
must
talking
be
about
new
who you're
here.
eating.
You must
Oh my lord! You idiot bitch, motherfucker! Serious now? God damn it! Not only the asshole
you made Fabio say bitch motherfucker. Holy God.
Like, not
And
only
he
this,
still hasn't
Say
spoken.
7 Hail Marys
And he
before he goes to
still
bed just
hasn't
because of that.
spoken.
oh my lord!
Yo, Fabio,
Okay.
please go, because they're not gonna let you talk. Please go.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dragon.
Got you.
That's
first.
Finally,
Don't you ever
first.
call him Mr. and give him that kind of respect.
Mr. Dragon. You sound like a fucking magician, bro.
Mr. Drago, is that related?
He was
to
raised
bearded
properly. The
dragon or
rest of
Komodo
y'all
dragon?
are ratchet motherfuckers. Let's go. Yo, Fabio, come on, man. Come on, I need to hear you.
okay.
Fabio.
Okay, there we go. Well, I've been having a really good week, like a lot of work, but like it's still all good. I've been playing some Street Fighter 6
6.
as well as some Street Fighter 30 anniversary collection.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Oh yeah, it is. Some Halo and yeah, basically that's it.
All right.
All right, good, cool. All right, my man, Super. How's your week been going? What you been doing? What you been playing?
He
What
was
you drinking,
rolling.
boss?
Yes, sir. It's been good. I've been playing some Assassin's Creed Shadow. I think I got like somewhere between 14 and
What you
16
playing with
hours
the
in it.
black man? You racist pig? You chupacabra kila?
I haven't even had a chance to, other than in the intro. It's just been nothing but now.
He turns
Oh, yeah.
the brightness up so high that the guy's not black anymore. So you know,
I need to adjust the contrast. The least I'll take is like a light tan.
Oh, light skin like me. Yeah.
there it is. Yeah.
Yeah, which is annoying because I've come up to parts in the environment where they're clearly designed specifically for Yasuke, walls that only he can break through, explodable pots that only he can
But
pick
it's
up and
intentional.
move.
It's intentional.
No, I understand, but this when I got there, I was like, all right, how do I switch characters? I can't, so I'm assuming that it's at a story point that I have.
Yeah, it's
It
a
is.
story point. It's a story. It's story driven. I like that.
Yep.
I'm gonna say this. I shitted on Richard. Let me say Digital Foundries.
Led better.
Oh, you actually said their name correctly. You didn't call them what you usually call them.
You mean digital fuckery?
Fuckery.
Okay, go ahead.
Right. I'm gonna tell you why. I told y'all I know the dude. And when they did the whole reveal of the game, I said, yo, it's funny how y'all only playing with the Japanese girl. Like there's no black person in it. And he DM'd me and said, because most of the game starts off with her first.
Yep.
Yeah.
I said, oh, okay. My bad.
Actually,
Because I was like, oh, no, you're not going racist. Like, you be fucking up on shit intentionally, but he
one of the
definitely
things
did.
I dislike about the game. I think I prefer it like the other ones where you had two different choices. You could either choose the male protagonist or female protagonist, but they're essentially the same character. I don't like that this one splits between the two characters, and neither of them is whole, right? Like Naoe's great, but she's missing abilities.
Mhm.
Naoe's great, but he's missing abilities. It's like you don't have just your one character. They're split.
But that's the kind of story they're trying to tell. The two different sides of the story.
I understand, but like,
Yeah.
No, you
like,
don't. Obviously, you wouldn't have said that.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, because they're telling two different stories. They got to
Yeah.
bring you in it.
No,
And this
I
not gonna throw it
understand.
all at you. You just want all the dick.
No, I prefer the way they did it in the other games.
But they weren't. But the other game was a either or. This is a both type of thing.
Right. And, again, I
You know what?
understand that. I'm
He
just
feels this
saying
way. He's not wrong about his opinion.
I prefer the other way. That's what
Right.
I'm
He
saying.
preferred the other way. No, he's not wrong. And plus, them bitches behind you are so sexy this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby
Especially the one
oil.
to the far left. The one right.
You ain't got enough
before
dick
the
for
corner.
that. Stop
one-
looking.
not the
You ain't got
first
enough.
one.
You don't have enough dick
What,
for
the-
anything
the-
on his
the-
screen.
What, the one with the tats on the back?
Just because you're diabetic doesn't mean you can't visit
I'm
the
not
candy store. You can only
diabetic.
be faulted if you're eating from it.
You just mad when I piss. I see you
Dude,
pop
are
up and say, "Yo, you still?"
profiling him? Are you
Right, yeah,
profiling
yeah,
him
he is.
because
No,
he's
I'm
black?
just mad that when you piss, you can actually see your penis. I can't.
Yeah, look, I'm black and Spanish. I'm a minority 2 times, so he disrespected me 2 times. No,
Right.
So if you're black and Spanish, does that cancel each other out?
no,
Oh,
no.
God.
Yeah, well, I'm
You
Spanish.
just
and
mad when
paraplegic, so
you
I'm a
drive your
super
car. You gotta
minority.
buy a kitty sit to drive. Fuck you, Wise. Fuck you. Fuck you, Wise.
And he's not a good driver because he's Asian. So, sorry, did I say that?
Oh, we got 2 excellent drivers here.
Fucking racist bastards. All right. Speaking of racist
Super and
bastards,
Paul, they're
okay, what-
professionalists.
Hey, I got hand controls in my car. I'm good.
All right, KY, my man. How's your week been going? What you been doing? What you been playing, boss?
My
That's
week's been going all right. Look, this show called KY Bobbin here because it was dry and they needed a little bit of KY lube. And I got to tell you, I'm here tonight. We're going to talk about how Ubisoft, man, they just ain't making no ground, dog. The shadows, I feel like I'm seeing Mirage again. Like I felt like I was seeing Valhalla again, dog. I mean, we just cannot get out of this slump.
What are you
Ubisoft
talking
is in.
about? Holy shit.
Dude, I think
No, let him
what
go.
we're gonna see-
Let him go. Let him go. Let him go.
Sold
Let him
Knockers
cook.
10 cent and everything, dog. And I gotta tell you, I'm just here to give my 2 cents and hang out with the dogs and then drink my booze. And you know what I'm saying?
What
I
you
think we should
drinking?
move on to cerebral. I'm going old school tonight. I thought, you know what? I'm gonna make.
We don't want to
I'm
see
gonna
you,
make-
Wise.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
don't want
no
to see you,
shit.
dog.
What the
You know who needs to be on the front. You know who needs to be on the front.
We
page.
just lost.
You
We
lost
need
King
we,
Kong
we
on
need
there.
Captain
There you
Jarrow, Captain Sparrow, Pink Lips, KY.
I felt,
Mhm.
I felt like
Pink as
going
lips
old
look?
school tonight.
If you
So I
turn
broke
sideways,
out
that look like
the
a pussy.
vodka, and I
Shit
broke out
crazy.
the orange juice, and I'm screw driving it, dog.
Whoa, hey,
He's like, it rubbed
Oh.
off from all the pussy I've been eating.
yeah. Your lips is
Okay,
like
you know what I'm
extra.
talking about.
Yeah, I don't like looking at men's lips, but your lips match your cheeks. This shit is crazy.
Thank you, dog.
His lips and those asses behind
love it.
Super, they look have the
I
same
love it.
complexion. That's all I
He
got to
said,
say.
"I love it."
I think we can all agree someone forgot to take his medicine.
Yeah,
I just want-
Bob's having fun. That's good.
I don't take my meds until
Yo,
bedtime,
listen,
dog, and that's 4
Fabio,
hours
we
from
would
now,
see your
so
lips,
let's
but
get
you
this
got a
shit
fucking,
on.
you got a wolf pussy surrounding your lips.
Oh my! Fuck him.
I'm sorry, that was too easy.
You look like
I'm
you're gonna
sorry.
commit a jihad.
Oh,
Okay, look. If he ever says Allah Akbar, we're leaving. Okay, if he says Allah Akbar, I'm out. Yeah, sorry. Speaking of Allah Akbar, Triple my man. How's your week been going? What you been doing? What you been playing, boss?
this character's giving neck.
I don't get the reference.
I don't know what you're promoting with that character giving neck like that,
For
but
my
That character had
for
an
my
open mouth, that would be a whole different.
He's trying to signal that his throat game is on point.
his Glock
So like
3000 is on point. Oh,
Nah, dude. Nah, he's listening to that
Oh,
song
on
from
that
Night
thing.
Roxbury. That's what it is.
mm.
Oh, it is.
That's
what it is,
fault of the neighborhood.
Throw on some Hadaway. Yeah, I see it, Bob.
Oh.
I've been playing Monster Hunter, which is what that GIF is from, and it's been a fun Monster Hunter killing monsters. And the stickers in the game, for people who don't know, it's like images with captions. People have been having a field day with them.
Nobody cares.
The things people be sharing online with that is hilarious.
Dinosaurs throwing a rock concert, motherfucking Monster Hunter. What the hell is this?
Yo,
It's-
triple cup,
I'll probably
mean,
link a
triple combo. Nobody cares. Nobody gives two flying.
You know, I was told to express yourself regardless if people care or not. So but yeah, that's mostly why I'll be playing Monster Hunter. Destiny as well, continuing with there, and I'm playing.
Destiny's dead, nigga.
I mean, it's
Oh,
still.
dude,
I'm
you
able to
can't
log
use the N-word
into
on
it.
YouTube.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
on,
able
it's
to
on
log
life
into it,
support, but it's
yeah. So I mean,
Oh,
I
my
haven't
bad,
bought the,
KY. My bad.
I haven't bought the currency. I
I'm
think
talking
the
to my
only,
black friends.
the only episode I got out of the recent
I
ones
hope
was the
they're
first
the ones that
episode.
check this video.
But I haven't purchased any of the newer episodes, so I'm just like, they got some free activities going on, so I just been logging in and get to shooting in, and that's mostly about it.
How's that anal ease feeling for you?
I should ask the person who could have first experience with it.
Oh,
Give your thoughts on it first.
yeah.
Oh,
It worked on her good last night.
Oh,
Facts.
shit. He just laid it out there for you there. All right.
It comes from the little guy choking in the pink dick.
Hey, at least it's pink, I guess. I don't know, but one in the pink. Get your shit.
Yo, let me shut the fuck up.
I don't know. I don't see the
Wow,
color
this
pink of
is-
it. Somebody's gotta get that.
At least it's a color I like.
wow, this is going weird early.
Yeah.
You're fucking weird. Fuck you to my
Yeah.
Wolfman Jack.
I want to go ahead and say hello to everybody in the chat. Lesser Logic, Far Q, Doomsayer, all you guys. Welcome and everything. And if y'all have any questions, please make it known so we can ask these assholes and see what they have to say about it. All right, my
Send them
last.
to go fuck yourself at cerebralpaul.com.
It's like, motherfucker, stop ruining my high.
Fuck him.
Next, my Lemon, my man. What's up? What you been doing? What you been playing this week, boss? And
First
happy
of all-
belated birthday again.
Thank you. Start Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Ass and cheeks, shadows.
Yo, listen, that game, Frontiers, it's like Mech Assault, absolutely amazing game, free to play. Avowed, I've been playing some more. Avowed is vicious, but I don't like one thing. To continue the dialogue of the NPCs, I don't want to keep pressing fucking A. Does anybody know a setting to fucking past that? Like, just just talk, motherfucker, and then let me answer or rebuttal.
Oh no, my thumb fell asleep tapping A to skip all that fucking dialogue.
Yo, but other than that, the game is beautiful. Assassin's Creed is beautiful. I'm trying to get through the Call of Duty St. Patrick's Day shit, collecting those 4-leaf clovers. That's what I've been playing. But I gotta say something. First of all, you came to my birthday stream last week. Shout out to you coming up, Wize. The things you did was absolutely amazing. And I told you I had to do some spring cleaning, and I got something for you. Because you always take care of me and make me good. You bought these
Those roads, yeah.
these Rhodes headphones, great podcasting headphones, absolutely amazing. And I even bought the $50 mic that can go on one side, that you can use them on gaming consoles. Not really great for that. But podcasting, voices, y'all all sound amazing. Look what I found.
Oh, those clips that you were talking about.
The
that
clips.
These things break up. Yeah.
There's two of them.
Ooh.
Cool beans.
two.
Yeah. You said they're eventually going to break.
Remember, I told you I didn't change one.
Mhm.
Hold on, let me block my face. I didn't change one because it was a bitch to do. Little Allen key or whatever. But I found the other pair that came with it.
Mhm.
So that's a gift to you.
It's
I gotta
pretty
send
good
your book out.
idea
I'm a
to
fucking
block
book.
that face because you got to block that face because it's so distracting on camera. It really is.
Oh.
You want to see? You want to see what's distracting, motherfucker?
dude. I'll send a super. Hey. If
We're all good.
Wize could get them, I would send a super chat for that right now.
Yo, listen. There's too many men here. We need some more hoes. So this is the package it came in. But I found that I was ecstatic because you being an amazing dude that you are, man, and the history we have, I fuck with you. So I found it. I'm gonna do the actual. I think it's the left side I need to do. This is a left and right side, Alan. Once put these on, because they get brittle and then they just snap for no reason. Absolutely no reason.
I wonder why they do
No,
that.
it's
I
a
wonder what
faulty
their plastic
design in the
is.
plastic.
Okay.
It's a faulty design in the plastic, but I found it. These are yours and your fucking book. I don't know why.
Appreciate it, boss. Appreciate
No, I got you. I got you. I'm like, fuck, man, this dude is awesome. I got to get this shit out of him. I was gonna mail it today, but I said no. I wanted to show it on your show. No, let me turn this around for it. Shows my address. I gotta shoot somebody in your
Just
face.
to prove it's not fake.
So what happened? Is you have to-
It's actually a gift, not a bomb. So yeah.
It's a very easy install. Just tighten it so the adjustment brackets, that you have, just hit the Allen key a little bit with one more extra twist so you can lock them in and they don't slide. Yo, excellent. These are excellent pod headphones. They worth $150 with the other mic. The mic that plugs in, great. It sounds great for video games, but I just use it for podcasting.
Yeah, I mean, I got other headphones for video games.
Yeah,
anyway,
right. Me too. Got 2 fucking Xbox headsets that I don't use because I don't like wireless. I don't even know what. Well, one was a gift and one I bought. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to everybody on the show, man. Shout out to the chat, man. Y'all awesome. KY is on Dragon's Den tomorrow with that slick new haircut he got. He looking like Magnum PI, the deluxe edition.
Yeah. That's right. Don't get
And I'm drinking Terramana, the Rocks liquor, for all my WWE fans. Tequila.
KY looks like they sent 3 Terminators in one body.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
He looking slick, man.
He looks like
first of all,
it looks like they sent 3 Terminators in one body.
with that haircut, it don't look like he hunting ninjas. See, I clean that up. He don't hunt ninjas.
Ninjas, yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead. Keep going. Okay, so let me ask you guys what y'all want to talk about. Do y'all want to talk about the
Okay, who wants to tell him?
Game Pass?
We don't want to talk about
No.
Nintendo.
No, not that. No.
No, we can always
icon.
talk Nintendo. What
No.
the fuck is wrong with y'all with Nintendo?
Not that. Somebody didn't get an intro.
Oh, sorry,
Oh, you?
my man. I'm
No,
so
Jesus.
sorry. I didn't
Right.
see him. He normally
Jesus.
talks.
He
so I
does
didn't
Definitely see
Man, oh my God, Sir X,
Well,
I am so
because
sorry.
maybe
I'm
not
not
the
sorry.
book
So
yet.
sorry.
What about
Honestly,
what
that
about
is a
me?
faux pas.
What about me, asshole?
You didn't get one either?
No.
See, he's a bitch,
left-
man.
we
I mean,
left
like,
both
hang
of the
around
senior
YouTube,
citizens
you bastards.
the frame.
Jesus
Why?
Christ.
We
I
hadn't
love
read,
that.
we hadn't read from the Book of the Dead yet, so he hasn't risen from the dead.
Oh,
All right, so let me go to
shit.
Sir X-Men and KY. Sir X-Men, let me go to you first, and then I'll go to Cerebral. So, Sir X-Men, how's your week been going? What you been doing? What you been playing, boss? I am again.
I don't give a
been-
fuck.
Not allowed.
he's been-
40 fucking
No,
minutes.
he's
I
not
don't
allowed
give
to
a fuck.
talk until we get
I'm
video.
sitting
Hold
here
on.
playing
Not
a
allowed
fucking
to
video.
talk until
I'm
we get
sitting here
camera.
playing a video game right now.
Camera.
So
We
I
don't
don't
need to know
care
that.
what happens.
Camera.
I know the face can
Everyone's
go.
like,
You be
camera.
bragging about playing video
I'm
games like you're the
used-
only one here.
I'm
What you
used
talk
to
about?
not being the one that gets talked to for like about an hour. So go ahead.
You
and
are
talk about
Captain
it.
Interrupt.
Well, you-
That's why,
Jesus.
motherfucker.
But I'm not interrupting anybody now. I'm minding
Yeah,
my own business.
That's why
About
everybody forgot you were
time.
there.
It's
That's why
about
everybody forgot you
time.
were there.
That's
Jesus.
what I'm saying. Normally,
Hey,
you guys are
hey,
talking in the middle
How
about
many
fucking
times
rock
do they
band.
not
I'm
pay
like,
attention
shit.
to us, man? How
Yo,
long
everybody,
was that
no,
before they
everybody
knew
pays
this,
attention
right,
to you. They just want a refund when they pay it,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
that's right.
You said you want a refund. What you say?
You just
Every-
make sure you at
Hey,
Dragon's
let me-
Den on time tomorrow, bitch. We got some new software, and if I gotta tell you again,
I'll
old
think,
motherfucker,
I'll think about it, you son of a bitch.
I'm gonna come to Chicago and kick your balls. I'm gonna kick your balls out your throat because they used to
Oh,
be.
and I
They
saw
used
the
to
way
be
you
where they
drove-
supposed to be,
and I
bitch.
saw the way you drove down that street in your
Yeah.
Cadillac. You can't drive, motherfucker.
First,
Hey,
I was
it'd be-
dodging. First of all, it's an Escalade, and I was dodging potholes because that was not my car.
Let me just say that.
That was not my car.
go-
Did you see me driving up in the street in that S-Class Benz, the
You know what?
$87,000
listen,
Benz?
I'm gonna
Did
be
you
real-
see that
I'm gonna be
video,
real with
bitch?
you. Hold on. As much money as they get from you in New York and from New York, you would think they would have their streets pothole free, right?
No, first of all, this is the oldest city in the United States. The streets always need to be done, especially after winter when the salt destroys the
We go
streets.
through the same shit in Chicago.
No, okay,
No.
then.
Sounds like where I am.
But y'all not the oldest city in the United States. The first city in the United States and the capital was New York.
No,
Our
the
streets
first
is
city in the United
old.
States was St. Augustine.
This
That's
ain't
the
a
No,
day
no, it
for
wasn't.
history
No, it
lesson.
wasn't.
You're supposed to
I'm
be
telling you, it's
talking
St.
about
Augustine.
The
video.
capital
Let
of
it
the
go.
United States, the first big city with trail cars and all that was New York City, bro. And then San Francisco, and then Chicago. That's the order. Facts. But no, but we have the oldest city in like Trust me. Anyway, they will.
But,
DOT
no,
will never be unemployed because there's always work to do. It's always work, and we got the most populated city with the most traffic.
I thought the oldest city was Philadelphia.
No,
The
fuck
oldest
you.
city is
That
the
was
city
not a
that
city.
Sir X-Men is still living in.
That's where the red coats is coming.
The oldest city is any city that Sir X-Men is living in. By the way, Sir X-Men, Clark Hughes said old people like Sir X-Men don't need an intro. Yeah, would you have?
They don't need an intro. They need a.
Go to Cerebral Paul.
They need an Osiris.
Go ahead.
They need an Osiris.
All right, Cerebral, my man. How's your week been going? What you been doing? What you been playing, boss?
Well, the one I can talk about is I've been playing WoW, but yeah.
Why does dude always act like he a celebrity? What the fuck was you playing that you can't talk about?
I can't talk. Seriously, I can't talk about it.
Oh, because you're special.
Because I was part of a play. Because I was part of a play test.
Oh yeah,
You've done it before too. I know you have.
Yeah, I did. I'm just clowning. I'm clowning.
I mean,
You're right.
I'm doing it now, so I can't.
Yo, listen.
Are you playing anal like with K, like KY is playing anal?
Wow.
What's funny is with me it comes in waves. Like I'll get nothing to play for the longest time. All of a sudden, like in the last 3 weeks, I've done
You know what I've been playing too? I want to stun a little bit, and I filled out for this late. I've been playing South of Midnight for the last 5 days. 5 days.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you were. Yeah,
5
you got
days.
5 days.
5 days.
People
You went
had
through
it
5
before
days
that.
to get access. Yeah, you went through
I
5
heard
days
that
to
before.
get
It's
access.
Cerebral, you gotta read this. You gotta read this. Cerebral, read this. Read this. This is hilarious. Can't even read this with a straight face.
Wow.
Go ahead.
The earliest pick of Sir X-Men is carved in stone.
Yeah.
That's gotta be Vic. That's gotta be nobody
Yes.
else but Vic. I knew it. I'm not
Click.
even
Mr.
watching
Click.
it, and I knew it was Vic. Asshole.
Yeah.
Yo, first of all,
It's on the back of a cave.
You and Cerebral Paul are the most love-hated motherfuckers on Twitter and YouTube. Y'all have a fucking
Dude, I
demographic
thought that
nobody
was
can
you.
match.
I thought that was you.
I'm not hated. I'm not hated. I'm not hated.
If I'm hated, nobody tells me, which is probably a good thing because
Oh,
they know
no.
I'll come
I've
after
seen
them.
a lot.
I can't tell you. It's like you.
Oh
mad
shit!
if
Who
you,
brought?
like,
who got
I
this
hate
hot
all.
hoe in here?
Oh, is my
Who got
baby
the who
here?
got the
My
twerking
baby is
sensation
here.
in the
Oh
building?
shit! Somebody brought in the light-skinned, big booty, short hair woman.
No, she's not light skinned. She's
Yeah.
just white. No,
Where's
she's
the
not
last
light
one?
Y'all know I got
Work
you.
it, yeah.
Y'all know I got
Wait a
you.
minute! Wait a minute! Wait!
She ain't light skinned.
The
She's
African
just
that lives
really
in
white,
Texas
and
is
then,
in the
and
building,
then,
too?
KY has this on warm.
You know
That's
I
why.
got you, Lemon. You know I got you. Come on. That's why she's here.
So
Yeah, can I get a cut of that money? I need 10% off. I need the house needs
Yeah.
10%.
KY here.
So
The house needs
yeah,
10%,
so
motherfucker.
Go ahead.
I got back into WoW and I will say that because I didn't hear from somebody that's not here now, I got a month of Ubisoft Plus. I'm looking at
Who you talking about? We need names.
Is it me?
no, she knows who she is because she's
Oh, there's only one she here. Oh, we got it. We got it, motherfucker.
Lemon, he's talking about you, Lemon.
No, he said
talking about
she.
you.
He said she.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
I got a
Oh,
No,
hitter,
you have
not
to
a
send me a
splitter.
reminder. You have to.
I did send the reminder yesterday or day before yesterday.
Oh no! I'm sorry. For like the last 2 weeks, I've been like intensively in schoolwork. I haven't been doing anything.
Oh
but
no,
schoolwork.
I figured.
You still in school, motherfucker?
I'm
You're
just
like
kidding.
50.
Yeah, Cozy, I figured that was the case, and I'm
Okay.
just
Brother,
giving you
you
shit.
better
I was
get your degree. You're gonna be
like,
dead.
I literally, because I haven't been online for real.
Yeah, I
How you
figured.
get your bird to stay on your shoulder like that?
Her?
Some birds do that. I had one that did
Oh.
that too.
Cockatoos are their favorite mode is up your ass. All
Yeah,
night.
they- Yeah,
You gonna have
if
to
it's like
go- Yeah, look, Cozy gonna have to go to the emergency room and get that
And
gerbil
that's why
removed
if
first.
if it's like the birds I've had, they will follow you around and they'll stay with you. They will.
Yeah,
They want to be with. They're social.
I had this entire thing where, like, they'll fly away if you open the door.
Right.
But mine, I forgot. I didn't know she was on my. I forgot mentally that she was on my shoulder. I was taking some trash out back, and then I get to the garbage bin, dump it in, and when it slams closed, she squawks. And I'm like, oh crap! I gotta get her back inside. She's on my shoulder. I run. She flies up off of my shoulder. I'm like, no! But as I run inside, she flies back to me like, wait for me. Wait for me.
Right. Because she loves you. Let me tell you. I'm gonna tell everybody something here. You wasn't here when I had my my African Gray on my on the podcast, right? The other day, I woke up. When I wake up, my bird wakes up, and she usually talks to me. She says something slick. She went to the front of the cage, and they look from the side of their heads. So
Yep,
she
they're like,
right. She turned her head and looked at me. She said in a different voice, "I love you."
Really?
Yes.
birds
You're fucking kidding
can
me.
they can
Yeah, my
pick up
bird talks to
context.
us. My
They
bird
can
talks to us.
understand context
but-
for words,
But
and
if
it's
you
wild because it's not necessarily the same context we have, but they have context for words.
and I'm gonna tell you something crazy. If you look up African Gray, they can change their voice to human. They could bark like a dog. They're the most boisterous bird on the planet. She stopped. It didn't sound like a parent. It sounded like a human. She said, "I love you." And I said, "Oh shit."
But this is the shit I be talking about, right? Like, for example, we don't know. I mean, okay, you say they understand context clues. There's no 100% way of proving that left.
No,
No.
she understood.
It might not be like the way we use words, but they will use words in a way that they understand how to utilize a word.
Yep.
In a meaningful way.
Yes. Look,
just like they've learned, birds like his have learned when the phone rings, they will start going hello, hello,
yes,
because
listen,
they hear you do it all the time.
My umbrella cockatoo used to answer the door. "Hello, who's there?"
Get the fuck out of here.
And I was at work, and
There
people
was a
see
zoo
a limit.
where
I hear you
the parents
asking me
taught
who's
each
there.
other to cuss because
Right.
they liked the reaction that people gave them. When they
Right.
started cussing.
Right.
And so the
So-
parents taught each other to cuss.
So every day when I wake up, I'm waking up 5 or 6 in the morning to go to work. Her name is Birdie. When I close that door, she see me put my work jacket on, not just leaving the room. When she see me put my work jacket on, she be like, "Bye, Birdie." I'm talking about like,
fuck out of here.
yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
yeah. But I'm talking about
You're like about
African
as smart
Gray.
as a
If you look
5-year-old.
up an African Gray on YouTube, you will see how talented they could change their voice to. She turns her voice into like a walkie-talkie. This shit is crazy. She be sounding like she's on
this is
Star
what I
Wars.
tell, like, when people say, "Oh, these are dumb animals," I'm like, well,
No, they're not dumb.
No,
Fuck
no.
outta
I'll say
here.
Even a dog, I'm like,
Fuck
look,
outta here.
A dog understands language.
Yes.
When you teach, it will learn. It will know sit, stay, go out, whatever, pee, potty, whatever. I tell people, I say, okay, if you're saying this animal's a dumb animal, this animal understands English. Do you understand?
Better than
dog?
you. Look.
You
When I
understand
talk,
cat?
when I
You
tell my
understand
pit bull,
parrot? You understand-
let's say I order some Chinese food. Of course, they want the table food. I turn to my dog Ori and be like, "Go eat your food." He go over there and eat his food. They not fucking dumb. People that think that is dumb.
Like, and I think it's unfortunate because a lot of people get parrots and don't understand that like, especially if you get one of the greater ones, it's like a 5-year-old. You have to stimulate it. You have to like actively show it attention. You can't
And this
just
is
keep
not
it in a
bragging.
cage.
I got the #1 speaking
Bobby, where
parrot
did
in
your
the
line go?
world.
Why the fuck did you log off?
I got the #1 speaking parrot in the world.
And people like don't even understand.
African Grays are the #1
I will never
speaking parrot in the world.
I will never be more upset than when I went to like a bird rescue place and they had like a cockatoo, like the big white cockatoos.
Everyone, welcome
what
to
I
the
had.
animal.
For 30 years. He had it for 30 years, got a girlfriend, then was like, I don't want this anymore.
Welcome to the Animal Planet
Yeah,
podcast.
birds are.
You
It's
yelling
literally
at your little two little dogs,
I
motherfucker.
understand that.
Wow.
Yep.
This is the
I'm
podcast
not a-
version of Animal Planet.
These
Fabio,
cockatoos are on the
you don't
opposite
got
end.
animals?
This is
I
dumb
have
as
animals.
shit.
I'm not talking about your wife, Fabio. I'm talking about your animals.
No, I had a dog. Like I had him for 17 years, and then like last year
He passed away.
No, like 2 years
Put him down?
ago. Yeah, he passed away. Yeah.
Yeah, 17
hard.
years is good.
Like,
17 years is
I
good.
That is
grew up
hard.
with him.
Parents told him
Yeah.
the dog
Like-
went to college.
And I totally agree with you guys in terms of like you can understand, you can feel
Yes.
that he's
Yes.
telling you, I love you, I adore you.
Yeah, when
Or, like,
my
he
bird
can-
said that, it brought tears to my eyes,
He
bro.
knows
It
when
was
you're
like,
happy,
wow.
he knows when you're sad, and he's going to feel the same way, like
Yeah.
that. And
I love my
like,
bird, man.
With dogs specifically,
like
it's a lot less
the
of
part is
what
that-
you're saying and how you're saying it because they feel more on emotion. Like you can literally call your dog the dumbest piece of shit, say you hate it, you're gonna kill it, murder it, throw it in the back of your car, but
And
you
they just
hate it.
loyal.
In a happy voice like this, "Oh, you're a dumb piece of shit. I'm gonna fucking murder you tonight. Yes, I am. I'm gonna chop you. Yeah, you are.
Their loyalty is unrivaled. Facts.
But you know,
one of my favorite.
So let's do it. Let's
Yeah.
do it like Discovery Channel. Here we go.
Yeah, one of my favorite jokes has always been: take your wife and your dog, put them both in the trunk of the car. Come back an hour later, open the trunk, and see which one is happy to see you. You know.
Brad literally has the
I ain't never heard that before,
That's a fucking good one.
Yo, I was like,
I'm
where's he going with
feeling
this? Your dog and your wife in the trunk of the car. What the fuck?
who be
Now I
happier
get
to
it.
see?
Yo, my dogs. Yo, listen, man. My dogs, man. I just finished. Like, I got these my two puppies are aggravating, but I have a kennel, and now I don't leave them outside the kennel. Whenever me and my daughter leave, I say, you got to put them in the kennel. So I was showing her today. I said, yo, these two motherfuckers know, go to your kennel. She was like, no, they don't. I said, yes, they do.
Yeah.
So the pit bull knows. If I say, Oreo, get in there, he goes in his kennel. No problem. These two motherfuckers be like, they acting crazy, right? So the last 2 days, I said, get your asses in that kennel. Yo, they just walked in there. I said, oh, shit, I ain't got to capture you, motherfuckers. I used to
It's
chase
good
them
when you
around the
have
crib.
an older dog though that
No,
can,
it's
Yes.
that can like, because I think a lot of times people, especially people who aren't familiar with dogs, will get them too young, and they don't realize that a lot of that critical dog training comes from their parents.
Yeah.
Well, and it's routine. It's the routine. You just after they pick up the routine.
But
No.
they got it now.
Yeah.
You may not listen to my daughter the same way, but when she's not here, and I say, get your ass in that kennel, because these two little motherfuckers are terrible. It's
So you
like
see,
terrible
this one,
twos.
This one, I had two German Shepherds.
What is that?
I had this is a Corgi mix. I got them as a rescue, but I had two German Shepherds
Nice.
before then. They potty trained him. I didn't have to potty train him. The
Yes.
German Shepherd potty
Yes.
trained him. You know?
Yeah,
Yes.
shepherds are like that.
Yeah.
Did your shepherds have bad legs in the rear?
Yes, they did. But one of them passed
Yeah.
away because of that. He had a tumor in the
I swear.
hind
Yep.
quarter and it spread.
But you know where that comes from with shepherds?
That's the genetics, right? That's for the
no.
inbreeding, right?
The inbreeding.
Right.
Yeah, you know your shit. It's the inbreeding, not the
Wait, yours
just regular-
American bred or German?
No,
bred?
yeah, it was AKC certified. It was
Because the
American.
American bred ones have like worse legs than
fucked,
the.
they fucked up the German Shepherd breed with the inbreeding.
No, I mean we paid.
I mean,
we
it's most
paid.
of them.
We paid $1,500.
Yeah, no, but that's why I'm telling you why it happened.
Now,
Because
we
German
could've gotten-
Shepherds,
we-
when I was a kid, didn't have those problems. As we got older with the inbreeding,
there are companies that would sell it to you from Germany, like actual German.
Yeah,
Shepherds
the German
bred-
ones
They don't
don't
have
have
that
those
problem.
problems.
But
No,
those,
it's the
those suckers are
Americans
like
ones.
$3,000 or better per dog just for the dog. Then get them transported here is another about $1,000. to get them.
$1,000, about
It's
$1,000,
because
right?
I think before, like back years ago, like not even that long ago, dog culture was vastly different.
It was natural.
Yeah,
It's like your Dominican booty lift. It's gonna run out in a couple of years.
Well, you know, we got to keep going.
I got a
but let me
couple
just
more
say-
birthdays.
We got to keep going.
Hey,
Let me
Wise,
just say
you in
this.
Alabama, you know a lot about inbreed.
Of course, you know, we're experts about
he
that.
just
You
said
know,
all that.
Yeah, you know, that's what I got to say. That's why every so often I go in and
I
read the
have
Dear Abby in the
no
magazine, and she
comment.
India inbreeding.
the Dear Abby says, "Hey, I have two brothers, but I'm still a virgin. Are my
Kissing
brothers
cousins.
gay?" Dear Abby.
Kissing cousins. Yo, chat, please don't answer that.
No, but you know, let me just say this, and we'll and move on. And look, you're next, by the way. I understand the
Sure, Paul, I can't stand
the
you.
argument towards vegetarianism in the sense that, like, you know, for example, you like eat chickens and then like I eat pheasant, and like some of these animals are very
You
intelligent.
eat
We really
pheasant because you don't weigh
know-
nothing.
We don't know how intelligent they are. But
I would eat any non-endangered animal.
First
I'm
of all,
just looking
chickens
it
up.
are
But I
very
can't be
intelligent.
vegetarian.
If you watch a farmer that have chickens and roosters,
Mhm.
they are intelligent. I don't care how their brain is small. No, they are smart. And being an animal lover that I am, we can't just. I got people in real world that I think fucking animals are smarter than them. Facts.
nicer.
Let me tell you, my
Nicer.
uncle had this one rooster,
Too.
and he was like, you got to watch out for the rooster. I've spent the summer on his farm, and he'd be like, you got to watch out for the rooster. I just like gave the rooster some food one time, and then the rooster was like, oh, we're cool people, and he would keep the other chickens in
He doesn't
check,
like you
and they
talking
would
about
just
the
because I was
rooster.
like 5, and he would keep the other
Especially
chickens
when
in
you brought
check,
up the rooster,
and
it
they'd be
started
like trying to mess with me.
Yeah, like
The rooster is
I
the
think
biggest
Jared's
cock in the
jealous of the
hen
rooster.
house. Okay,
yeah, like
that's
he's-
who the rooster
he's
is.
right
The
now
rooster
saying,
is the
"Fuck that
biggest
rooster,
cock
talk to me."
in the hen house. He gets
I
all
love that
he
rooster.
gets all the pussy.
Okay, and on that note, my man Logue, how's your week been going? What you been doing? What you been playing, man?
Oh,
God. Fabio, are you Brazilian?
Yes, I am.
Hey,
so you got a Brazilian butt lift?
Eu notei o teu sotaque.
Oh
Donde é?
shit! Oh,
Logue speaks
Oh.
Portuguese.
Oh yeah, Logue is from one of
Oh.
those places that doesn't speak English.
Wait,
Where-
Would you
yeah.
guys shut the
wait,
fuck
but
up?
it depends. Like,
Logue said,
Okay,
not only
okay,
do
but
I
like,
speak
it depends.
African, I speak Spanglish.
That's
Oh,
not
God.
Spanglish.
That's
I mean, like-
It
Portuguese.
is though.
I
It really
swear
is.
to God, guys, would you let two people have a conversation?
What up?
Yeah,
I mean,
get a
some
room.
people
No,
here?
get
Speak
Hold on.
English. This is
This is a
American.
podcast, not a telephone call.
Mr. Telephone Man.
Shut up.
So enough will have to go. So let me answer.
I just
here.
got
So,
one
like,
thing to say.
Where do you
Fluffy.
mean, like state or city?
Whoa, say that again, Fabio.
City,
Hold on.
because I want to ask if you is Corinthians or no. That's all.
You
No.
bilingual bitches. What the fuck
You know-
just happened here?
You know what's really wild though?
I'm gonna
Portuguese.
start
If you
talking-
can speak
I'm gonna
and
start
understand
speaking Portuguese.
Spanish, Portuguese is really easy to read. I can't speak it, but it's easy to read.
Where
I don't care. I'm going to
Yo,
start
Cozy,
speaking
can you speak in the
Portuguese a little
tongues?
bit here.
What?
Why does
Anyone can
Cerebral
speak in
go
tongues. You just
Well,
fake
you-
Cozy,
pretend
I'm a-
like
Cozy,
and like
Cozy,
catch the
your
Holy
new
Ghost.
nickname is
That one
Fabio.
over your head, sis. That one
Cozy,
over your
your
head.
new nickname is Fabio. I'm gonna stop calling you Fabio. That's what I'm gonna do.
You know what? Go back to your. Never mind. Oh,
Oh,
Man, shut that fucking bird up before I cook it.
there.
All right, let me go.
Anyway,
All right,
Boys,
so
Boys, let me interrupt you there. Like, I would love to continue to be here, but I'll have to go right now. Okay, I'll see you boys all later. Have a great
yeah,
night.
yeah,
Have
yeah.
Yo,
a
hold
great
on.
show.
Why you always giving up a
No,
2
because
minute
he's gotta
podcast?
eat-
Why you
he's
can't
gotta eat
stay?
He's got to eat his endangered species. There you go.
Shout out to you, Fabio. We love you.
Fuck off.
Well,
gotta
you
eat
guys
his
did
Shut up.
occupy a whole
I'll go.
fucking hour, when he was here.
Make sure you lubricate before you go down. Anyhow, Logue, what you been playing?
You've been playing with the African Congo monkey nuts.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so Assassin's Creed is loaded up. I haven't booted it up. It's been a
You want
bit
to
of a
play
rough-
with the original black non-samurai
Yeah. It's been a bit
Yeah.
of a rough week, so I haven't
sword
had much
bearer?
time to play lots of games. But in the limited time I've been playing WRC 4. I think I'll be finished by the end of the month, and then WRC 5 next month.
Nobody
Logan
cares.
admitted that he would gargle Kojima's nuts, though.
What?
He did.
Yo, why you got? First of
He
all,
said
yo,
he would
Cozy,
give Kojima-san's balls a tongue bath.
yo,
is what
Cozy,
he
man,
said.
you're a cute black woman. Why the fuck are you wearing a ski hat like you don't got no heat in your house?
What? I remember I had a lot.
I haven't actually.
I said why. I said
What?
fucking
This
why.
Looks
hat
like
doesn't
she's
actually
been-
keep my head warm.
She looks like she's been boxing fucking sides of beef.
Whoa.
This hat doesn't keep my head warm. It's just my hat to wear a hat.
Okay, so guys, let's go ahead and
Oh,
pivot to the
shit.
like. What do y'all want to talk about first?
You
do y'all
ain't
want to talk
shitting,
about
okay.
the?
We're gonna you the host,
Steam-
bitch. Don't ask the fucking panel. You the host.
Well, I mean, whatever y'all want to talk. Y'all want to
We're
go
gonna
to?
yo, I
Assassin's
could
Creed
I could
first?
talk about your nuts being fucking pea size. We're not doing that.
How do you
So
know?
let's
How
get
do
to
you know
the
so much about my nuts? Are you watching it? Enough?
Your wife
They're not
called me
pea
and
size. They're
told me.
paper size. Get it right.
Your
chick-
wife
chick-
said I need a ninja in my life.
She's already got two of them, so she needs three. She needs a third
She
one.
need 3 ninjas. Yeah, she got 3
she's got the
holes.
mechanical
She got 3
one
holes.
and the
3
organic
holes.
one.
Evidently, that's what Lady Norinaga said as well. Evidently.
Norinaga, who the fuck is that?
Or Nobunaga.
All right,
Oh.
so let's go ahead and talk about AC Shadow. So I did something really cool. So I have it on Ubisoft Plus, and I
Me
paid
too.
I paid $15 for it, and then I went on the PlayStation Store, and I really felt sorry for Ubisoft, so I wanted to pay $70 for it.
You-
but I had
whoa, whoa.
I had star points, so I had like $15 off because it was like I got 3 increments of $5. So the $15 that I bought the expansion pass on Game Pass, I basically offset that by
So
the
you
stars
you
points
double
on
dipped?
PlayStation.
You
So I got
double
both
dipped?
of them. I double dipped. I got both
You're a
of them.
dickhead. You're a dickhead. You ain't proving shit.
How about the
What do you
digital
mean?
deluxe?
The fuck would you double dip for? You support the same company twice. Why?
Because I like
The shit
Ubisoft.
sold 1 million in 24 hours. They don't need that shit.
It
Well,
had
I
a
don't want
million.
them to go
Well,
under.
they had 1 million players. That's different than sold.
Yeah, I don't want them
That's
to go
Yo,
under.
it's a soul, bitch.
no, they
it's
didn't
sold.
say that. They said played. I've been
Yo,
following.
listen.
I've been
Go
following
fuck
that conversation.
Go fuck yourself, Wolfcraft.
Whoa, no. Don't no.
The only way you get Ubisoft is you got Ubisoft Plus or you buy the game. So they
Right.
stole it.
No, that
They
but
don't got
Ubisoft,
a Game Pass situation,
but
motherfucker.
Ubisoft is like Game Pass. It's not sold. It's they picked up members. Just
Okay,
like,
okay, then you still
listen,
got to pay for
because,
that, right?
because there's a
Ubisoft-
difference between $15. There's a
you
difference
are-
between. Stop. There's a difference
I am.
between $15 and $70.
Because if
Okay.
I didn't stop, I gotta let you talk.
So no, so they've been using the term phrase and they've been very purposeful about that.
We
I
are
don't
in.
I don't have a
digital
problem
age.
about that. I don't have a problem with that.
So they sold 1 million. I don't care. We're gonna keep it 1 million. You know why they sold 1 million? Listen. I got Ubisoft Plus too. I'm not knocking it. What I'm saying is, it's not a debate between me and you, Paul. What I'm saying is, even if they have 1 million players, that's 1 million players that subscribe to their service. We cannot diminish what digital sales do and digital
That's-
players do.
I'm not diminishing it, but it makes a difference when you look at the dollar numbers that they may have made.
It's going to be a successful game. If they didn't think
again,
hold on.
I
Let
think
me
it's
finish.
just understanding
Let me
there's
finish.
nuance to it.
Go ahead.
No, there are, but we live in a digital age, right? It's like, listen, these rappers, let's take it to music.
I know you do this
Hold
every
on.
week. I know
No,
Eminem streaming. I know we got it.
Right.
Okay,
Look,
every week
my
you do
man
this.
Redman. No, I'm talking about Redman. He bragged about 2 million streams. He's at 50 million. And digital content is worth more than
Yeah, but say
sales
what you will,
today.
they would much rather have a $70 one-time buy than a $15 that may not resubscribe next month.
Okay, hold on. Things got longevity. At 35 million, we know it's more. Well, we don't know, but I do. Not we, I do. That Game Pass is over 35 million. At $10 a month, that's $350 million a month. Name a game that generates that monthly. Name
Hey,
one
who's
game.
the host of the show?
But
No,
how
it's-
many,
You see,
games?
this is why you need to learn something.
But
Sir
no,
X-Men,
but-
and pay attention. I'm giving you something to make y'all go,
No, go ahead and do whatever you're going to do because
No, I'm not doing
in this
whatever-
case. In this case, you're not correct. If
No,
they
it's
use,
not about being correct.
If
I'm
if
talking
they
about
use,
being profitable. It's not
you're-
about me being right.
But
No,
the,
we're
but
not
the, the
talking about
company is,
profits at the
but the
moment. We're
company
talking
is the
about-
one using the term players, not
Yeah.
using the term sold.
Okay, who started that?
So whether
They
or
did.
not,
Ubisoft did.
Okay,
No, they
Ubisoft
didn't.
did.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
Time, guys.
I
Okay,
saw
let's-
their tweets. They're the ones who said it.
Okay, so this is what
No,
we're gonna
that
do.
ain't
We're
what I
gonna do
asked
triple
you.
first
I
thing.
said who's hold
Okay,
on.
hold on.
Wise, let me just say one thing.
Go ahead.
Who started the play account and not the sales
I don't
count?
give a shit about that. I'm
see,
talking
of
about.
course you don't.
I'm talking about what
Because that
Ubisoft
was-
said today.
No,
I'm not.
listen,
And you keep
but-
saying you
but
get the
Paul,
sold.
you're
They
getting
never
mad at
said
me.
sold.
You're getting mad. Listen
They
to what-
never, because I'm trying to talk facts. You're trying to twist it to make it sound
not-
like they said
No.
sold. They did
No,
not say
I didn't-
sold. They don't
I
mean
didn't say
sold.
No,
You
I
did.
said- hold on.
Yeah,
I
you
said
did.
That's listen to me. I want you to listen. I said that's what I said. I didn't say they said that. What I said is who started the play account without sales? Microsoft did.
But
It's
that's not
digital.
what we're
Hold
talking
on.
about. I don't
I
give a
know.
shit.
So
But who-
if I may, let's
Go ahead.
bring it back. We'll let
thank
people
you.
My
talk,
bad, Paul.
so we
You're
can
right.
understand where everyone's coming from because it sounds like we're talking over each other and misunderstanding what
Right,
everyone's
right.
saying.
Go
So the only thing I'm going to say is I agree with Paul in at least differentiating between player numbers and the
And
units
sold,
sold.
yes.
And
Right.
we don't have the numbers. We don't know what their targets are. We don't know if it's successful or not. I've seen people using or really
We
being
also
adamant
don't know
on
the budget of the game.
yeah the budget. Like we don't know the
No,
details.
true.
But the main
But-
thing we
but
just
when-
No,
wanna-
but
they
we do
come
know
out-
something. No, we do
when
know
they-
one thing. Their eggs
What?
are in this one basket.
No,
All their
but we
eggs are in this
also
one
we
basket.
also saw them tweet out thanking the community for $1 million. What
No,
I'm saying is,
I
but hold on, Triple. Let me say my point, and then I'm gonna let you go. To say to Paul's point, I'm not discrediting what Paul is saying. That's what Paul is misunderstanding. He think I'm contradicting what he's saying. What I'm saying is the number game started with Microsoft and these trending Spotify's and these XMN radios. It goes by streams today.
I understand that.
Hold on, they're not letting me finish. You're interrupting. You're interrupting, and I'm
going to
pointing
remember
that out.
every time you cut me off.
No. But I'm just stating. Let me state my point.
know.
Then I'm not debating with you, bro. I am not. I agree with you. Sales do not reflect player count. 45 million people fucking play Forza Horizon 5. That's not 45 million sold. I agree with you. What I'm saying is, when a company comes out and says, thank you for the million people playing our game, that can't be a negative. And we're in a digital age. That's my point. I'm not discrediting anything anybody's saying. I agree with you, but we are living in different times.
You know who also thanked
let me just explain my thing is, I want to, because you of all people, I know you're real big on explaining things and being very
no. Say your point, bro. You ain't got to explain that. Go ahead.
No. And so all I'm saying is, I want people to understand, not necessarily us, because we may get it,
right?
That because I'm seeing a lot of this on Twitter too, and that there is a difference between sold and player count.
Yes,
they are not the same.
That's why.
And that's why I'm saying. When we're discussing it, we need to be very clear on what we're talking about.
Yeah. No, facts. But I'm agreeing with you. I'm not disputing it. You and Triple is right too. I'm just saying the times have changed.
No, I completely agree with that. And to the people, and I've seen people look at Steam numbers and this back and forth.
Steam numbers are bullshit,
guys. Unless we don't know what their metrics are in terms of if the game was profitable or not. So with people really go into investigative mode and Steam is saying this, but the subscriptions are saying that, I'm like, guys, y'all putting too much energy behind
thanks
for the million players. And unfortunately, not to waste too much time, but unfortunately, certain group, it feels like people want to see
and even I pointed out that,
and that's why people are very anal about differentiating the numbers here. I'm just like,
yes, I agree with that.
I pointed out to some people today that Steam is only one of the 3 different abilities that you can get it on PC. You can get it through Steam, you can get it through UbiSoft, and just using the Steam numbers, and
the Microsoft Store,
and the Microsoft Store.
Right.
So unless you can aggregate all those numbers, you have no idea.
But also on Steam, when it's single player games, you cannot trust those numbers to represent the majority of gamers, because a lot of people buy games and don't play them immediately.
Okay, so I'm one of those people.
If you want to use concurrent Steam players, you should do that only with multiplayer games.
But hold on.
Yeah, but the player count doesn't really matter. All that matters is they pay for the game.
Yeah, there you go. I was going with that. See, Supernova, that's why I fuck with you. Because if I buy a lot of games I haven't touched, right?
Me too.
I bought Hi-Fi Rush, right? Not Hi-Fi Rush. What's it? High on Life. My bad.
Lovely game.
Life, right?
Great game. Great game.
Good game.
I played that shit 3 months after, and I got 5 minutes in the game. You think they give a fuck if I play 5 minutes, or they give a fuck that I purchased it and supported the game?
About you purchasing it.
There you go. So what I'm saying is, what I always regurgitate is, we're in a digital era, and things change. Everything is not about hard copies, because if they depended on people going to GameStop and video game outlets to buy the fucking games, the game market would crash. Everything is digital now. When you make that purchase, whether you got Game Pass, Ubisoft Plus, whatever the fuck you support, that's included in their services, because that's where they put it. You can't discount it and say, oh, it don't matter. It does matter. It does, because that's the service you're paying for. If you buy Netflix and watch one movie every month, you don't matter. But they will count your sale or that video watch as a sale because you watched it.
Okay, let's just
I
say
think the last thing.
The point, real quick, because I didn't say a lot. The point Paul was trying to make is that there's a massive difference between $15 and $7.
Facts.
So a million people on Ubisoft Plus, great, but that's not the same as a million sold.
Okay,
Also,
and
okay,
that's where
also, hold on. Of course, they said thank you for the 1 million. It's a milestone.
yes,
When you hit
it's a milestone,
they say
right?
thank you for the milestone.
Right, and we can't discredit that.
And if no, but if it hits 1 million and then doesn't sell a single fucking copy after the 1 million, and it's successful.
Well,
That's
technically,
different. That's
Microsoft
different.
Thanked everybody.
Right, so
That's
it hit-
different,
it hit-
right?
so it hit-
That's a
it hit
different
1 million.
demographic.
Rush.
Now, will
Then
the
if
game have
everyone
legs?
leaves next month as well,
I
that's
want to
also
ask
free
everybody
money.
here a fact.
The question.
I'm gonna ask everybody a fact situation. Would you prefer 10 million people to buy the game at $75, or would you prefer them to subscribe for 10 years at $10?
Yeah, the difference is the 10 years of them staying is not guaranteed. Once they give me that 75
No.
or 70, it's mine.
But hold on. This is a specific
But
question.
here's the thing. Right, and in your specific hypothetical question, you have made it to where the second option is obviously the better option. Wouldn't you want to have them for 10 years?
I mean, even
Subscriptions make
for
more
like,
money.
Right, but
Initial game sale.
No, we understand. It goes back to. I'll just
the
put it
length
this
of
way.
subscription is not guaranteed.
Yeah.
No, it's not. But neither is a game sale. A game sale ain't guaranteed.
No, a sold is sold. Okay, sub
Once
is
it's sold, that's it.
sold.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah, man, you asked him the question. Let it answer. Let
He
him
did answer.
answer.
So X-Men, stay on page. I am letting him answer.
I'm on page. I don't even know what page you on. I thought this was Shadows, Assassin's Creed Shadow at first. All of a sudden it went somewhere totally else.
It's the same thing Microsoft has been dealing with when it comes to
Yes,
Game
it
Pass.
did.
Like,
Because Paul brought up a
No,
point about subscriptions and sales. That's why we here. Because
But-
no.
I was
letting him
just gonna
talk.
circle back to
But
the-
I'm telling Sir X-Men, the reason we are on what we on because Paul said there's a difference between sales and players.
Right, but my
That's how
problem
we
is
got here.
Your hypothetical question.
It's a
is not-
hypothetical. It's a hypothetical
It's
fact.
just hypothetical. It's set up in a way to where it's like, would you rather have
longevity
once
or
or sex
initial,
every day for the rest
or
of your life?
initial,
It was like-
right?
Yeah. So
Right.
I
Obviously,
honestly,
the second option, yeah.
just to close it out, like just again bringing all the points together. The 1 million doesn't mean so. It could be it's a mixture and platforms and such of that nature.
Yes.
All it comes down to it's profitable or not. Regardless if they got $15 from this person or $70 from that person, that's
Right.
all that matters, and we won't know that.
And they happy with it. They look like they happy.
See,
I don't know. I don't know if they have.
You
it.
would
I-
congratulate
honest
people.
with you,
That's not a
to be
disappointment.
honest with you,
No,
I
but
would much
again,
rather get the
it's a milestone.
$70
It's
than the
almost like
$15
you have
per
to.
month. Because A, I don't know if it's going how long that $15 per month is going to last. And
Right.
B, in order for him to be or her to be still in that service for $15 a month, I got to keep feeding into that thing. That's a
Yes.
little more of a cost
Yes.
to me.
Yeah,
That's
and
why-
But
I,
hold on. Okay, let me bring up another point. Horizon, Forza Horizon 5 just got another 500,000 players. Is that sold, or is it people just got multiple accounts on the Xbox?
Right.
How do
but
you-
but
how do you
many
look
of
at
how
that?
Many, how many of those people already had Game Pass? In this
I
society
don't
before?
know.
Like,
They
right,
don't
we know these
they don't
things,
divulge
right.
those numbers. But what I'm
We
saying
don't
is,
understand that
so
order.
do you discredit, like Halo got 30 million players, right?
you shouldn't
The last
discredit.
one, right?
You shouldn't discredit, and I think that
you can't discredit players, people, because that means people is playing the game. You
Yeah.
can't discredit that. So like I said,
And
times have changed. We're in a digital era.
when you're speaking to someone who's actually trying to have an honest discussion, they have to admit you can't discredit the subscription numbers.
Right.
I just go back to referencing. It depends on who you're engaging on social media, whether they're trying to have an honest conversation or trying to prove some type of point. And
Right.
again, that's why you see the
The
people.
biggest and most
really-
important thing also is that they know statistically most people who sub to their service will forget to unsub and will pay for
yeah.
that shit for
Yeah.
10, 15 years and be like, oh shit, I was paying for this for 5, 10
Right,
years.
right.
And they don't give a shit if you play your games or not, as long as
Yep.
you're paying the money. And they
You
statistically know
listen.
that that's what's going to happen.
It's like Netflix, right? I told people when Disney Plus challenged Netflix and they got they super high numbers, I said that's not gonna last. And people said, "Yo, let me, you bugging? It's
No,
Disney."
but
I said,
everyone's
"Disney."
saying, "Oh, player count matters." Who? To
It
who?
does.
To not to the publisher.
No, yes, it does.
That's engagement. Yes, it does. Oh,
Because
absolutely.
the
it does.
developer
It's
cares about not to the publisher.
And
The publisher
that's
just
my-
cares about
that
the
was my
number of
point,
money they
Paul,
made.
because of engagement and
Right.
people.
The
Me speaking, me,
developer
Listen to
cares
me.
about the
Listen
player
to me.
count,
Listen
not
to
the
me.
publisher.
Well,
the publisher
so,
cares about money. Facts.
Yeah,
That's a
and-
difference. You definitely separated that right. What I'm saying is me talking to devs, right? And when people go out there and talk bad about the devs really punch a clock. It's the publisher that makes the money. We can't keep saying that these devs don't care. They care about their craft, right? Me doing
Because then
interviews.
they can go back to the publisher and say, bankroll another game.
Yo, listen, the devs, some devs make 50,000 a year.
Yeah.
40,000. And this is why on my channel, when I interview a dev, we talk real talk. I don't talk that fucking hoopla. The publisher is the big boys. That's the CEOs. Like, I don't control my job. I don't care if I make 150+ thousand a year.
That's the checkbook.
Doesn't matter.
Basically. The
Right.
publisher's the checkbook.
My MTA, New York City Transit, runs transit. I make great money, but I don't control transit.
Correct.
Same thing with the devs. They punch a clock. They're artists, they're designers, they're programmers. They are not the people that get the residuals of a successful game. That's
So,
the
like,
board.
for
That's the
example,
board
you care
members.
how many people are on your bus, not the MTA. They just care about how much money you made.
Yes, they care about the revenue I bring in. They don't give a fuck who ride. They don't give a fuck.
Like
That's what
Ford
I'm
cares
saying.
about how many cars did the people sell, not how many
Yes.
miles people
Well,
drove.
not cars.
Right. They don't care how many miles people drove.
Don't
And that's
care.
what I'm saying. The times have changed. People want interaction today. Like when I said with Eminem, 200 million streamed. He did not go, he didn't sell diamond.
But you see the problem.
He's
with
a
that-
diamond artist.
with-
He didn't sell
but
diamond.
The problem with your analogy in this endeavor for this situation
Is it my analogy or is it the industry's analogy?
The industry's analogy for this is
Right.
this. Eminem, yes, he is a rapper. If
He's a
gets
diamond
lot of
rapper.
Views, if he has a lot of views, whenever he does some sort of live performance or anything else that he is asking his audience to pay for, they'd be more than willing to pay for it because he's gotten a popularity buzz. Whereas the games are a different story in the sense that the game is the money generator. So if you get a, say for example, let's just play a hypothetical here, 50 million player count, but you only sold 5 of them. Who gives a fuck? You know?
No, you got
Okay,
that.
hold on.
Sub.
You know what comes with that 50 million player count? That DLC, microtransactions.
That's where
If
the
there's a
money is.
microtransaction to be
That's
had.
where the money is. That's where the money is. That's what
The money isn't in games sold anymore. The money
No.
hasn't been in games sold for a long
It's
time.
attachment rate. It's DLC. It's you think Fortnite is fucking free. Fortnite makes all their money off of characters, additions,
skins.
season passes. So it's different.
Yeah, but then
Fucking
okay,
It's
say for
different.
example,
Candy
No,
Crush
bro, it's
is off
different.
Fortnite
extra
has 30
lives.
Yes.
If Fortnite had a
yes.
billion, who cares if Fortnite has? They'll say, "Oh God, there's a billion people playing." Well, a billion
Investors, Wise, when they say,
Listen-
"Yo, that thing makes how much
No,
money?
let me
That
finish.
fuck- and how much?
Right.
How much did it cost you to make that fucking thing?
Talk
It
that
makes
shit.
what?
People playing, but
We
ain't
need one of
nobody
those.
buying
No, yo, bro.
microtransactions.
Well,
What are
so
you doing?
why
People are. That's the
easier.
problem.
It's
People
easier
are.
to say, at least in Fortnite's case, if you say 1 billion people are playing, you think of out of that billion, how many people have spent money on the product. That's
Right.
Yup.
that's the main
If
thing
you're-
that
Yup.
tells you there's a chance that a lot of people made money.
I rarely buy battle passes. I rarely buy skins.
I buy all
but if
that
I
shit.
see a skin that I really like, guess
You
what?
purchase.
I'm opening up my wallet. I'm gonna be like, oh, they got me. They
Look
got
at-
me.
Right. Looking back from the dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said to myself, I got over $900 in characters. Mike Lowry, Blade, Hulk, all these characters in Fortnite, $20 a pop. I got over $900.
Yeah, they
So-
fucking mind.
But listen, these are characters. I'm a movie guy.
So am I.
Hold on. I'm a comic book guy, right? I love characters, and I love whipping your ass, doing my dances in characters. I got at least $600 in music, right? Because I love music. Music is my drive. What I'm saying is, Fortnite is free. They got it almost $2,000 out of me, and I enjoy it. I'm not knocking people who spent $20 for one character. I got fucking John Wick. I got fucking Wolverine. I got all these characters, right? Easily over $900 in characters. Music, doing a Dougie, doing all this shit, getting these dances, doing these emotes.
You're part of the problem, Lemon.
No, but hold on. I'm explaining. I'm explaining why.
I
he says he
understand.
spends
But hold
more
on.
on OnlyFans.
But listen, I'm explaining why something successful. Let's say the last Call of Duty, they brought out John McClane, Rambo, right? That's my childhood. Of course, I'm a fucking bottom 2 characters. They are iconic in my life, right? I spent $20 a character. I get all the battle passes. Even though with that you could earn coins to unlock the next battle pass for 1,300 points. What I'm saying is, it's about the engagement. We're in a different ball game. You buy the first season pass and you beat that shit, you get enough to open the next season pass for free. Right?
I've bought season passes for games I've paid like once or twice because I was like, it's interesting enough that I'll buy the season pass.
Right. You know, I don't do battle passes in Fortnite, but when the character unlocks, like I'm waiting for Vader right now. Back from the Dead would tell you. I said, oh fuck, I want Godzilla. He said, Lemon, you pay $10, you can get, and you beat the battle pass 10 tiers, you can get Godzilla. You see me post my shit, you see Godzilla doing the Dougie. That made me, I love Godzilla. I love the Hulk. I love Wolverine. I love Marvel. I got Superman. I got all these characters. And then one day I said, let me tally up what the fuck I got. I'm almost at $2,000, bro. But I love what I got. Gears of War. Let's go to the last Gears with the Terminator shit. I got the helicopter, the drone. I got all that shit. But I really bought all that shit just to get the Terminator. I just bought the Terminator in fucking Call of Duty because that's my shit.
I can't blame you because I remember Phoenix Rising. I bought the skin where that horse looked like he was see-through, but he had like the galaxy on the inside. I bought that whole set. Yeah.
Warframe. I bought $300 worth of color palettes.
All right. Ooh. So
color palettes.
This is why you can't.
That's one strange thing about this. Sorry to cut you off real quick.
No, you good.
Assassin's Creed doesn't have the whole connection with the Ubisoft store like the previous ones had, where you could go in and buy armors and shit. Like I don't see that in this game.
They're waiting for the embargo period.
Is it, but Jago, is it really a problem with the industry? Is it really a problem with the industry because they're giving you? No, I don't think it's a problem because we couldn't get this shit back in the days.
Monetarily, it's been good
not.
for the industry.
It's not something you have to do.
Hold on.
If I can say something real quick.
Let me simmer piece real quick. I'll let you go, Triple.
I was just gonna say in reference, at least in Assassin's Creed's case compared to Fortnite's and Warframe, etc., is that you have to pay to get access to it. So you already have that initial revenue upfront, whether it's from sales or access to the subscription service, whereas with Warframe and Fortnite you got to pay for all the extra stuff. So it is missing the DLC and microtransactions, but they still require some type of revenue.
Yo, Triple, let me ask you a question.
For a game, I'm actually way more resistant to paying anything.
Yo, Triple, let me ask Triple a question. What's your favorite character that's in Fortnite? What's your favorite character that you would buy?
Me, if I was actually playing, I probably would have gotten Master Chief or Marcus.
Yeah, I got Master Chief too, and I got Kratos. Okay. If they give you something to pay for that you love, who the fuck is out there supposed to judge you for something you love? My two favorite characters my favorite character on PlayStation is Kratos, and my favorite character on fucking Xbox is Halo. I got both of them. I bought them day one. In the Star Wars universe, it's fucking Darth Vader.
All right, now
Mike Lowry from Bad Boys.
Let me speak my piece real quick. You asked, do we think that's a problem? When it comes from a money standpoint, obviously it's been good for the industry.
Yes, and that's my point.
But I think in terms of the impact it's had on how the industry has evolved from it, I don't think it has been good. In a game like Fortnite, where it's free to play, if they want to charge you for skins, great. They have every right to charge you for shit. And then if you decide to pay money for that skin, who's to stop you? You pay whatever you want.
And that's my point, bro.
But we've gotten to the point now where this has now worked its way into, we have full-priced games that now have skins they want to charge us for. And they want to say, oh, no, we made these skins after the game. I was like, bitch, how come they're available day one? You designed that shit with the budget for the fucking game, then said, oh, all that fancy, nice, cool shit, cut it out. We're going to sell it back to these fucking people.
No,
I completely understand.
Like, I will not pay for skins in a game that I bought.
No, 100%.
That's fair.
What about hold on. What about Overwatch 1?
Oh, you can get everything for free.
I don't give a shit.
No, you cannot.
Big titties number 7.
No, you cannot, girl. Not the skins. Not
The skins
Apex
could all be
Legends.
obtained for
No,
free.
sir.
Except
No,
even
no,
the,
no, no.
you had to,
No. You cannot get all those skins for free.
you
I just-
basically you would just farm you did farm loot boxes.
Farm the
No,
loot boxes.
no.
Nobody cares about
Shit,
There were
Overwatch.
probably like
you'll
some
be
unique
dead before you get what you
No,
want.
I literally played Overwatch and farmed loot boxes and had every skin I wanted.
Okay, let me
Yeah,
tell you
there's
something.
that.
Do you remember Bastion? Remember
Yeah.
that? Remember
From Never Ending Story?
The Lego.
No. Bastion from Apex Legends. You remember
From
that?
Never-ending story. Shit.
Right, he's crazy. But you know, remember Bastion in Apex Legends, and he had the bird on his shoulder, being an animal. I bought that shit for $20, and you couldn't grind it to get it. You had to buy it in the store. I didn't buy. Yo, my boy told me. Shout out to my boy Devin. Used to be a GameStop DM. Let me tell you something. He had over $1,000 in skins. And I said, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I thought that was crazy back then. And then they brought out the Bastion skin with a bird on his shoulder like you have on this podcast.
Wait, what are you talking about? There are multiple Bastion skins with.
But again,
No, but he had the armor fatigue. That's my
when
favorite.
they're free to play games,
It's fair.
I have zero issue with them charging for anything because the game costs nothing. You have the
Overwatch
game
was
for
not free to play, motherfucker.
No, Overwatch literally
Right,
had one
but
of the most generous.
That's my point.
point again, though, is that they're putting the shit. They're using the same type of practice and the same systems in now full price games.
No,
And they're
I mean
doing it
Overwatch 1 was full
every
price,
full
but
price.
Overwatch
But can I
1
say this?
had
I
a
get
really
that.
generous
Can I say this to you?
this. I got it.
loot box
I love
program.
it. Place for
Like
skins in
I
the
would
street.
get like 15 loot boxes a week. I get 15 loot boxes a week.
Right. Yo, listen.
And
Yo,
then
listen.
you would just farm them. Like
I'm-
that was actually a big
but
problem
listen.
people had with Overwatch 2 was they're getting rid of the loot boxes.
Yo,
because
listen.
loot boxes were free skins.
Yes, and I'm
No,
gonna
so
say this. I want to respond to my man in the chat. Yo, listen. I am for the streets, but if you give me something I love, I don't care about money, bro. If I die tomorrow, my daughter get my pension. I don't care about money. I will spend to be happy. I love seeing. I love seeing the Terminator with Arnold Schwarzenegger skin and
Shit,
the
Lo said you're his
T800.
customer, apparently.
Yeah, listen.
Listen, in my
I love
opinion,
it. It makes me
Terminator 2
happy.
is
I love buying a Ninja Turtle. I got Michelangelo. I love it. I didn't buy all the Ninja Turtles, but I bought Michelangelo.
Right, and again, in
So,
Fortnite, where it's
just
free to play, great.
That's
but we
my
have a lot of these
childhood shit.
companies. We have a lot of these companies that are abusing our nostalgia.
no
So
question.
to
That's
talk
right.
on,
That's
uh,
right.
just to
nostalgia.
talk
That's
on
right.
the
An
topic
extra
that Super's talking about, I could completely understand because reference back to was it the Halo Reach days where you're farming just to get armor and you're using the in-game credits to buy stuff, and nowadays it's like hey, the options available for you are much lighter versus what you could drop real world money on. And it's definitely something that happens in, I play a shit ton of Destiny. I'm like, I played the game. I got the DLC. It's like, oh, here's all these skins that are in
I miss the days.
Helldivers.
And
I think
game, and then you had to do certain
Facts,
things.
Diego.
so. The only thing I want to say, and just for me personally, I think the moment I start to have problems with it personally is if the options, because some games you have skins you can unlock in game. And to me, and it is opinion based. If the skin in game is better than the one in the store. But if there's enough skins for me to unlock in game, I'm fine with that. But majority of the skins to unlock, I have to drop real world money on, even though I paid to get the game. And that's when I have a problem. But I can completely
Triple.
understand if you just like, I don't like any type of
Yo,
game.
Triple, let me ask you a question.
Hold
Let
on,
me ask you a question.
To Jago's point, real quick, how many times have we played a brand new game and the game don't work for shit at launch, but the fucking store does?
The store works.
Yeah, the story is impeccable. It's full.
I've almost never played a game where the store don't work.
I'm gonna say this.
Had a question.
I'm gonna say this, right? I don't have the time, like Cozy's saying, to grind for every skin. Put it in the store for $20 if you can grind for it. Then if you play one game and you can grind all day for that, go do it. I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah,
I speak with my wallet. Like I don't give a fuck. I want to be happy. I want to play with John Wick. I want to play with Blade in fucking Fortnite. I want to play with Godzilla. I didn't buy King Kong. I didn't buy fucking Mecha Godzilla. I don't care about them. I want the character I want. So long as it's not pay to win, and it's a cosmetic situation for me to be happy on my fucking 77-inch screen TV, then nobody is to judge me what the fuck I do in my house.
No,
And that's-
I get you there. I
And
get you
that's,
there.
and that's the fucking problem. Everybody wanted, oh, they shouldn't have that. Then don't buy it, broke motherfucker.
You know, the
Don't
worst
buy
part
it.
is not that. It's a lot of people saying they shouldn't have it. You don't even play that game.
Right.
No,
Right.
I still
Right.
I see where y'all.
the industry.
yeah,
at
and-
large
Yo, who are we to
hasn't
judge
been-
other people what they spending on?
I
We're
don't
not
think
to
so.
judge nobody.
So let me just.
Positive.
Let's bring
If
it
I'm
back
being,
to the actual topic here.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry.
let's
I'm
just
sorry.
say this. Okay, whether they
I'm
sold
sorry.
1 million or they have 1 million players, long story short, we know that Frontiers of Pandora didn't hit for them. Neither did Outlaws. And so it seems like a lot is riding on this game for them. What do you think? Do you think that this game has the chops to sort of, I hate to say it, save Ubisoft?
I think
Okay.
Assassin's Creed has always hit for them.
Yeah, I was going to go there. There's been no Assassin's Creed to fail.
And it's
Not
like
one.
It's not like
Not
it's
one.
terrible. Like it's
Not one.
It's fun enough where I don't think it's gonna happen.
You know who-
wait, super. They got some kissing going on that I saw, and people say it's a terrible game now. Now I'm supposed to buy it. And
I think so.
Stop listening to Twitter, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Well, like an Avatar game might not hit because it's
I
Avatar.
love me a lesbian or two.
Like
man.
listen, I was talking about this with Real Gamer the other day because
That shit was nice, man.
I
Seeing
hate
those
what's
two
considered to
kissing
be
each other,
like
God
woke
dang.
shit.
They would go
But like there are people, there'll be like one gay scene
Yo.
in the game, and that means the whole game's trash. It makes no sense. Like
No, it doesn't.
Spider-Man 2, for example. Spider-Man 2 had an entire side mission where you had to swing
Yo,
around
Click,
the
I'm gonna
high
show up to your
school
crib and I'm
and
gonna slap your kids.
help the guy ask the
Facts.
dude out to prom. It was gay. I didn't
Give
like
kids
it. I
a
rolled my
spanking,
eyes, but it
motherfucker.
was 10 minutes out of a 35-hour experience.
Right.
So I'm just going to roll my eyes
Yeah.
at the 10 minutes and then look at the other 35, 40 hours. And did I,
I
like
mean,
it?
I
No.
think-
Did it negatively impact my feeling of the game? No.
And I think that it was an optional thing for
It
people
was-
to
it
experience.
was.
To my-
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong, though, but
it's
doesn't the
different,
game
yeah.
have a option where you choose, like, I think they said it's like a canon mode where there's no choices. You just play through the story.
Yeah.
There,
and
for
in-
Assassin's
in-
Creed
in-
either has
in-
that now too. Yeah,
in-
this
in
Assassin's
canon
Creed has
mode-
that.
In
Yeah.
the canon
and
mode,
so-
that way is a lesbian.
Yo, listen, you know what kills me about this gaming community? People criticize how other people enjoy games.
No, what it is, Lemon, is that you've got the culture wars at large that exist outside of the gaming space. And then when a game
Not
like
even
this pops
gamers.
up, where now you can have the grifters on both sides, you can have the fucking anti-woke, oh, they kissed, now it's fucking the devil made this game
Devil.
bullshit over here. And then the
Yeah.
fucking other people that are the opposite over there make their bullshit. That's what happened. Like they saw this and were like, oh, we can grift off this shit. Let's
And that's
start
all it
fucking
is.
grifting.
Because I mean,
100%.
maybe I'm misremembering things. But I'm like, bro, we had things like this back in Mass Effect 1 or 2, and I don't remember.
No, yeah,
people
yeah. When you
started-
sleeping with aliens,
You can
AKA
basically sleep with everybody.
yeah, and I'm just like
Captain
seeing
James
people-
T. Kirk, motherfucker. Huh?
seeing
Sleeping
people
with the blue
complain.
lady.
I
People
roll my
seeing the
eyes at
level
the
of
shit that I
complaint.
don't like, and I continue on with the
Just
shit that I do.
continue. And
It's not
That's
that
why
big of a deal.
that's why they not the minority. You know why? Because we all everybody here is gamers here, right? We all got a different perspective, which I respect, right? Nobody's the same here. Nobody's circle jerking. We all got our own image. But the point is, I hate when this industry or these content creators or these community people judge you for what you like to do with your money. Don't judge people. How about you buy a
I
game
know,
and you enjoy what the fuck you enjoy?
I hate it when I see people post on Twitter, man, I'm playing it, like even with this game, I'm playing as Assassin's Creed and it's awesome. How can you play that crap, man? That's woke. There were no, like, okay.
They don't even know what woke means. Black
Yeah,
people don't even
it's like-
use the word woke.
It's like
been overused.
it's like if you have nothing good to say about this or you don't want to play it, that's fine.
ignoring
Why do you
the
have to shit on somebody else's stream? You know,
You see, the
Also,
problem is
you
it pays.
You
to
can
shit on the
acknowledge
game.
whatever
You know what I'm
issues the game has and still enjoy the game for what it is. You could do that with anything, movies, TV shows.
Yup.
There may be shit in there you don't
Facts.
like.
Yep.
You can acknowledge
Facts.
there's shit in there you don't like, but then enjoy the shit you do. It's not that big a fucking deal.
Yep.
Like I said, the problem is it pays to create that type of
Yeah.
content these days. So it's-
Right.
But
no,
here's
what
the
I'm
thing-
saying is this isn't even creating content. This is people,
It just
you know,
general.
like
It has nothing to do with content.
when you see Ubisoft post, hey,
conversation.
Ubisoft post, hey, we got 1 million players, and 3 comments down, you see, yeah, right, and you see, you know, them
Team numbers only
Hey,
say 40,000.
or they Or in one team, they said, "Are you playing this game this weekend?
They
Yes
say,
or no?"
Shut up and deep throat that baguette.
And they say it's a yes or no question, and somebody's got to walk in there like, "Who wants to play this? Why don't you just shut up?" If you just, I actually responded to somebody who went off on this long tangent, and I said, "So that's a no from you."
Right. Let's sum it up. Let's sum it up.
I will say the Japanese are legitimately pissed off at the game.
Well, I don't even know that they're as pissed off as people are making off.
It's the politicians.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, so as someone who's played who's historically played games that were less popular for people, with the mainstream gamer, this is not a new thing. Like, I remember, if you're big in Animal Crossing. Oh, Animal Crossing isn't a real game. Used to be a thing. Sims isn't a real game.
They're not.
Well, they're saying.
By the way,
always been like that.
By the way, the person from Parliament being pissed off is probably just like one of our senators being pissed off. They really have no idea what they're talking about. Somebody's been in their ear. Somebody's been. I was talking to my buddy earlier today. Like the Japanese in general, they have a lot more. Like they consider more things sacred. And they're like, here, we don't give a shit. We don't give a shit about stuff. But there's certain things that they consider a little bit sacred. Well, I know, but this isn't even the first game where you've been able to destroy temples and stuff.
When it comes to,
it's not even that. It's the canon love interest of Yasuke.
I think when it comes to covering the topic of Yasuke being in the game, when it's the, I gotta say, Western audience complaining about, and they're like, it's a black guy, so it has to be woke or something like that. You're not really being given a constructive feedback, and you're just kind of farming for engagement. Whereas if it's someone critiquing from Japan and they actually have, I mean, I got to look at what exactly they're saying, but I feel like someone saying something from Japan, having an opinion on this is more meaningful or worthwhile to hear than someone complaining about it from the Western audience side. Because like I said, all the time I hear is like, it's a black guy, they're being woke and this, that, and the third. Whereas with Japanese people, I seem like, hey, there's a lot of other characters you could have pulled from our history that we would like to play, and I'm like, okay.
I know one of the main reasons they're pissed over there is that was it Yasuke? Yeah, Yasuke. I keep want to say Yakuse. Yasuke is in a romantic relationship with a woman who's married, who in Japan's history was one of the most beloved women, was super devout to her husband, sacrificed herself for her children. Like they look really highly upon this woman, and she's cheating on her husband in the game. Right. She was like, oh, big snake in pants. Fuck husband. That's what's happened, man. She saw that dick swinging through the samurai armor, and she was like, fuck my husband.
But I think in that regard,
the Japanese people are kind of upset about that because it is kind of making it like that woman is now cheating on her husband and doing scandalous shit, and they revere this woman. So that I can understand.
No, I get that, and that's when it does come back to
temples and shit. I mean, it's dumb, especially because like you can break some things and not other things. So like, why make that breakable? But then this other shit that should be breakable isn't. So like, that was a conscious choice.
But they put out a day one patch. Super. They put out a day one patch. And
you can't torch the temples anymore. You can't torch.
I think what people do need to realize though is that I'm pretty sure every Assassin's Creed game you load up is like, this is based on fictional work ultimately at the end of the day. So it's like, I get you're saying it's misrepresenting someone from the past. I don't know, like it is an alternate timeline game, and it's not supposed to be saying, hey, this is what you go to for a history lesson. Like it's
I mean, all the Assassin's Creed have been based loosely on history and historical characters. Back to number one. But trust me, they have not been canonical in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, but to Super's point, dude, just because the West doesn't care about its history, doesn't mean. But
even then, I'm saying even there, I don't think the drama is as big as some of the people are making it out to be. I think a lot of people are latching onto it, going, they all hate it.
I'm saying,
and it's not just one thing. It's multiple things that are pissed. Like you can raid the tomb of one of their emperors. Like these are certain things. Where like, why are we allowing people to digitally desecrate our people and our lands in this fucking game? So
no one cares about them. Well, in their opinions, except for Richard. Okay. No one really cares.
If I may, if you're saying, look, you're about to touch on something.
I would respect Cozy's opinion, but she's the indie queen. She don't play games that worth more than $5.
Do we really care about a game that's not targeting a certain audience? Like, is Assassin's Creed historically big game, like for Japanese?
Yes.
People?
Yes.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Not.
You need. Yes, it is.
I don't think Assassin's Creed has ever been big in Japan.
Assassin's Creed has always been a big game, and I could tell you, motherfucking
I didn't say that.
Creed players.
In Japan, it's not a big game.
Let me look
Excuse
it
me,
up.
Wize and Cozy, you're not the fucking demographic they're aiming for. Y'all are not
Neither Japan.
Assassin's Creed players. Japan loves Assassin's Creed. You know what's big for Japan right now? This is a Japanese represented game in the first of the series. That's why it's more important to them, and that's why they said, "Oh, take out where you could destroy shrines." Because we don't want people to think that's realistic.
How did Ghost of Tsushima sell in Japan? Did it sell well?
No, but that's not Assassin's Creed.
I don't think so.
I don't think it's sold in Japan.
Think it sold well either. I remember
it was
not
Western
selling
based.
as well.
It's Western based, but it's one of the best games PlayStation has ever produced.
Okay, but then what's the difference between?
But it's a Western game.
The representation of their country and their pretty much all the representations of Japan, they appreciated in that game. That's why they made the developers ambassadors to what do you call it?
Metal Gear real life island.
Metal
But if
Gear.
they didn't care about that game, why would they care about this?
But hold on, Metal Gear is not big in Japan. It's a Western style game. Same thing, Resident Evil. It's a Western style game. Western style game. Capcom is the only company in Japan that dominates in Western style games, including Street Fighter, that's popular around the planet. That's a fact. That's not my opinion.
But is Japan? I see, but Japanese gamers are interesting because
Japan
Japanese
is a
gamers
fucking
will
island. They don't have
always-
enough gamers.
No, Japanese gamers will always support their country. So are
No,
they supporting
bullshit.
Capcom because it's a Japanese company?
Yo,
or is
no,
it because
no.
of the games they're
Listen,
making?
you know who really supported their country? Black Myth Wukong.
Of course, China. Yeah.
There's been no Capcom game to do what Black Myth Wukong did in China compared to anything Capcom has made in the Japanese in the space.
It's not even their shit. That's weird.
Right. And I'm telling you, Japan is an island. They do not have the demographic of gamers of Europe or the United States. They don't.
Well, whether
That's why-
Japan plays it or not, here's the thing. Here's the thing that I have. Whether Japan plays it or not, all I do remember, the reason I double dipped and
You double dip because you like to get it in yet. Never mind.
well, but here's the thing. some of my most fondest memories
Iconic,
when it comes
right.
to gaming were Ubisoft games, Beyond Good and Evil.
But you live in the West.
You're living in the past.
No, he lives in the West.
But what I'm saying is, like, what
Same
I'm
thing.
afraid of, and this is what really bothers me, and this is why I double dipped. I know it probably doesn't make a difference, but it's like, from the way people are talking about it, like, it seems that a lot is riding on this game.
No.
And
You know why you say that? Because they in trouble with a lot of other shit.
right, well, whatever it is, they are in trouble, period.
Right. But there's also I see all these articles about this shit, but I haven't seen any actual facts or numbers or
You want me to name
data
them?
that says,
But we
that
do
says
know
Ubisoft's
that
in
we do
trouble.
know in the past, Tencent tried a hostile takeover,
No.
which Ubisoft avoided.
Tencent
I thought it was someone within the
Tencent
company
is
that
not a
tried
video game company. They're just investors. Let me tell you why we know about Ubisoft being mismanaged. Because that dude came out and said they got a lot of titles that's being mismanaged, and we're gonna shop some titles around and see who buy them. Right? Technically, For Honor has been running for years. They ain't got a problem. Rainbow Six has been running when it only sold literally 5 million. There are over 45 million players playing the new Rainbow Six, right? And they about to revamp it for next gen and beyond, right? They got some hitters, but then you got the games like that was like the Halo game, fail, right?
Fucking pirate ship simulator.
Pirate ship fail, right? Bones and some shit.
That's the one I'm
Crossing
talking about.
Bones.
Skull and Bones.
Skull and Bones fail, right? But
They had a template and they didn't use it.
But they got games.
Frontiers
They
of
got
Pandora failed. Star Wars Outlaws failed.
But
So
but
how
both of
many
those
more Fs could
games
they
was
get?
awesome. It failed because this community.
Whether they fail because of the community or
No,
I
no, no.
think
We
Star
know why
Wars
they fail,
Outlaws-
but
a
listen.
fail is a fail.
But
It was
listen,
also
they
the
got,
Star Wars game, which
they
made it
got,
more
they got
expensive.
3 games of service that the Division 1 and 2, highly successful. Nobody talks about what they got winning. Mad seasons, content, supported, Snowdrop is amazing. Nobody talks about what they do amazing. Everybody talks about the clickbait. Oh, they're failing.
Are they not in trouble? Is that a false
No.
statement?
They're in a disarray. They got winners and they got losers. Where's Splinter Cell?
We've been asking.
Shout out to Boomstick. Shout out to Boomstick that said he saw Splinter Cell 5 years ago. They making it, right?
Well,
Where the
Beyond
fuck?
Good and Evil 2. They
Yeah,
showed
listen,
how much,
that's another game that's not made by them, but they publish it. Yo, listen.
When are they gonna make
But
the
listen,
next Rayman? The
yo,
Raymans have always done well.
Yes, but
They didn't do the big numbers.
Yo, listen. It's just like Sony, right? Sony got a lot of games they could fucking bring back. They just don't. Sly
There's also
Cooper.
you have to be they're chasing those big numbers. So a game can be
Yes.
successful within a small like
Yes.
Rayman was
Everything
successful
is
within
not
a
a $500
smaller
million game like
context.
Halo.
But you see those big dogs, and you're like, we want more of that. So you just put your people working on more of that.
They want to sell those 10, 15 copies real quick and then start
Instead
working
of
on the
making
next
it
project.
the first base, they trying to get a grand slam, and everything is not a grand slam. And when you aim at
bad.
grand slam,
fail.
and that goes for the market, right? Everybody in the market want a grand slam. Minecraft wasn't a grand slam at first. People was like, "Oh, that pixelated bullshit." It blew up. Microsoft spent $2 billion to get it. It's successful today. People thought Microsoft was crazy to do that, right? But they saw the potential, and it panned out. It could have failed, but it didn't.
And when you think of something like Astrobot, people who like shit talk, the 1.5, 2 million sales of Astrobot. How many games that aren't Mario that are platformers sell that much?
Facts. Which you look at the install base, you think that's traumatizing. The game is fantastic. The game is fantastic, and then you got to look at how they didn't disclose how much it cost to make Astrobot. People called it a failure. Yo, listen, if you spent $40 million and it made $200 million, that's not a fail. Captain America, Brave New World, it cost $150 to make. They made $380 million.
That shit didn't cost no $150 to make, bro.
No, this is what they said. I'm going by what they said. I don't know. I don't know. Yo, listen, I can't dispute what they saying. I'm just giving you what it is. They said it cost $150 to make. It made $380 in 2 weeks. That don't sound like a failure.
Well, either way, what you're saying is, what your point is that it's not as dire as the interwebs are making out to be. So,
these dudes are drama queens, bro.
It's very similar to like when people are having console war conversations and they're talking about who's in first place, who's in second, who's in third, and then it's almost like, oh, well, if you're in third place at that time, this was like Xbox when they were in third. Oh, they're in third place, so that must mean that they're going to die. They're going to go out of business. It's like just because they're in third place doesn't mean they're not making money.
First of all,
you don't have to hit, like you said, the grand slams. You don't have to hit the grand slams.
Yeah,
you just got to make money.
You just got to
be. That matters. You just got to
be profit margin with Microsoft being in third. First of all, let me say this for the record: whenever there's been 3 consoles, one dies. Every generation, until last generation, until the generation before last, right? We've never seen a third make money in the history of gaming. Microsoft
the gaming in terms of the amount of people that play it also grew over
but listen,
time. So
do you know what a successful system number is? Do y'all know the number?
The successful system here, the number is 100.
No, it is not. That is not the number.
A successful number is whatever you fucking made money.
No, a successful number for a system to generate money is 50 million.
Yeah, but that was back in the day.
No. Listen to me.
If you want to, and this was actually something I was going to bring up as well. $100 million is what you need if
That's
you only
exceptional.
want to exclusively sell to that audience.
No,
base.
but nobody does
Hold
that
up,
no more.
You guys are throwing out numbers without first acknowledging what the original number, which is the price of the console, is. That's how many they sold is irrelevant. What did it cost them to make? What did they sell it for? Those numbers are far more important.
But they're not going to make the money on the console.
Because
$5-10 here
depending on what it cost them to make it and how much it sell it for, the winning number could be 10 million. It could be 5 million. It could be 40 million. It really depends on those other two numbers that we don't know.
Listen,
we're making a hypothetical.
They've never
Supernova has
the
a
profit
point
of the console. They've never baked on the profit of the console. Only Nintendo's ever done
You think the successful number for the Nintendo DS was 15 million or 50 million? I'm sure they hit it way before 50.
Yeah, but that's you're talking about Nintendo, who approaches this totally different than Microsoft.
My point is that we can't just throw out one number and say that's the blanket number.
It's not a general. It's not a general statement.
No, what you're saying, Super, is that it depends on how much they spent to make the console and if they're making a profit. My contention is their intentions were never the profit on the console as a metric of successful measurement for the console. It is the number of users.
100 million, 75 million is the overachieving numbers.
100 million is what you need if you only want to be exclusive
to
your audience.
Microsoft made $22 billion in third place. Listen
I know
to me.
he's in third place. They're in third place. I know they make good money, but
that is a great number. And they're in third place.
But how many populations are they eating off? They eat off of Xbox. They're eating off of PlayStation. They're eating
this is before PlayStation. Before PlayStation.
Okay, still they were eating off of Xbox.
First of all, let's stop this PC shit. They're a fucking PC company.
Whether they're the same or they're not, it's whatever. Xbox PC, they were not just living off of the Xbox console.
Of course not. No, right?
But that's what I'm saying.
If they was living off just the Xbox console, they would have been out of the game. No, facts. But see, it's not. The game has changed, and this is why older people like us, we gotta fucking understand the game has changed. When Microsoft. I'm gonna go back to Shadowrun on 360. They've been trying to do this since 360 to get both platforms day and date.
Except
the x86 architecture brought all that in one full circle. Now they release games on PC and Xbox day one. Sony said, "You know what? We got to do the same shit to survive," because people say, "Oh." If Halo's on PC, that's not an exclusive. Motherfucker, Microsoft is PC.
Well, okay, before we get off on this tangent, before we leave the Ubisoft discussion,
I want to talk about this
because this goes with the Steam.
That's called a conversation.
Super. Yeah, but let's back. I want to come back to that in a second. But yeah, look, let me ask you. You've heard about all of this, the woes of Ubisoft. Do you think, from what you have garnered thus far in your research, because I know you've not played the game, does this game look like it will be able to salvage, to a certain extent, Ubisoft's situation?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking Loke.
He's asleep.
All right.
It's like 3 a.m. for him.
Cerebral, let me ask you, do you think this is something, because, okay, so Lemon is saying that all of this is just, hoopla, and it's not a big deal, but is it a big deal that they are in financial trouble? And B, does this game have the legs to help it or salvage it?
It could help it. I don't think it's going to solve it. They need to do more than that. I mean, if it means they need to sell off some of their IPs that they don't plan on doing anything with anyway,
right?
If it gets money in their coffers, that's cool. If they're like, hey, we weren't going to do anything with this anyway, we can make a few million off of it, and kind of so we can put it somewhere else where we do want to put her in. I will tell you right now, I do know they are currently working on at least one other game.
What game?
One other game is all I can say.
One other game, right? They are.
Yeah, actually, there's two. There's one that's mobile as well that they're working on.
You can't say it loud. We can say it after the show. But let me ask you a question, Paul.
Yeah.
Besides Microsoft, games as a service, I'm going to include Epic. I'm going to include everybody outside of Microsoft. Name a company that got more games as a service that's more successful than Ubisoft. Name one. I want you to name one company that has more games as a service that's profitable better than Ubisoft.
Yep.
If you consider
there isn't. But the problem is, but the problem is, that even those games of a service that they're doing, they're doing that thing where they're putting out more money than they're making, and that needs to they're bleeding, and plus they've had other issues internally as well.
No. They got issues. A lot of companies have issues. What I asked you was, name a company outside of Microsoft that has more success at games as a service in any company. EA, Ubisoft.
I don't think there are. I don't think there
isn't.
No,
they
EA
are
has
winning.
No.
No.
Would you consider Madden and all
No,
those
okay.
like games as
Madden is one, and FIFA.
Sims.
There you
and
go.
FIFA are pretty fucking big though.
Sims is their biggest one. Sims
Okay,
is
hold
huge.
on. Okay, listen to me. Listen to me, Wize, where I'm going with this.
And NBA, and yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't consider those games
hold on.
as a service though, because they release a new one every fucking year.
But they still games as a service, and they all are successful. Listen to where I'm going with this. Ubisoft, For Honor, 10 years. Rainbow Six, 10 years.
Which, by the way, that's their big thing that's coming out soon. I watched that Rainbow Six thing, and there's some big changes coming that are making that a big deal again.
Assassin's Creed never fail.
No,
never fail. Tons of DLC content, tons of fucking season passes. They have what Ubisoft does as a company. What they do is they take risks, unlike other companies. Sony don't have one game as a service. Apex Legends is the pinnacle of EA. Name something else.
Well, Sony has Helldivers too.
Hold on. No. Okay, Helldivers. I will add that, but it fell off.
Well, if you're gonna count Madden and FIFA, then MLB The Show.
No, okay, no. MLB The Show don't have the notoriety, and I'm an MLB The Show player.
But does notoriety make something a games as a service though? No,
they're not making the money.
They're not making the bank.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about.
But
right?
Money
Great
made
game.
and notoriety, that doesn't change whether or not it's a
no.
game
But
as a service,
listen to me. Listen to me though. Look at what I'm talking about. I'm not discrediting no company. EA got fucking Apex. That's it. Right? Call of Duty owned by Microsoft. That's an addition. Halo winning. Gears always been winning.
Also has Sims.
Forza. Okay,
but are we talking about successful games or just active?
Yes, I'm talking about being played every single day. That is
right. But okay,
is not there no more.
But what is the Sims player base like?
Yeah,
Sims player base is consistently spending ridiculous amount of money because they don't put anything on sale anymore.
Yeah, but listen. But Sims is not in the category we'll be talking about. I'm a Sims player. No, sir.
The Sims legit is a very big.
When the last time we fucking heard about Sims, Cozy?
Because they know their player base.
You said EA only has Apex, but doesn't EA also have Madden?
No, Madden's another one. That's two. But once again, you got fuck. What's the shooting game, man? I just said it.
Apex.
No. For Ubisoft.
Rainbow Six Siege.
Rainbow. No. The other one.
What, the Division?
The Division, For Honor, and fucking Rainbow is killing for them. Killing. It is destroying everything. Not everything out there, because we know Fortnite is a big dog, right? But Epic only has one game. Name another game from Epic. You see my point? Ubisoft has winners. There's never been an Assassin's Creed to fail. Ever.
Like I said, Ubisoft's problem is like he said, they take risk, and lately their risk haven't been paying off.
And you getting mad at a company for taking risks? No, you can't do that.
Epic makes Unreal though. They're the engine for all the other games.
No, but they shut it down. They don't let it drown them out. Yes, they mismanage their major franchises. That's a fact. But they take risks. Sony just shut down 12 fucking games as a service. They had a winner and fucked that up. I'm myself. I love what's that game you said? The Starship Trooper shit.
Helldivers.
Oh, Helldivers too.
Helldivers is my shit because I love Starship Troopers. Y'all think that game is amazing. They fucked that up. So that's an L. Concord, fucking L.
Helldivers.
Helldivers is nothing wrong with the game, sis. I said they fucked it up on.
No, they just messed it up when they started it, and then they sold it to people, and a month later they went, "Hey, you're not going to be able to play this."
Right.
And the content, the additional content really hasn't been worthwhile.
They could have been Apex for Sony. They fucked it up. Halo started off slow, not because it didn't shoot well. It was because of the lack of content at launch. Now you got 35 million people playing Halo Infinite multiplayer. They made it free to play. They didn't understand games as a service, but they got it. Now we're getting season passes. We get all these free shit. They popping.
But let me get
Gears 5 never fell the fuck off. Never. Forza Motorsport been winning since fucking 6. We got 6, 7, and a new Forza Motorsport next gen. And then they had Horizon 3, 4, and 5, and they about to milk you fucking Sony dudes for 5, and that's an Xbox One game. What are we talking about here? What I'm saying is, look at the legs that these companies are doing. You think they give a fuck if that game is a Xbox One game and you about to buy new content? That shit hit the store at $99 and hit PlayStation Store at the #1 pre-ordered game. Microsoft is about to win all over again. And then they bought Call of Duty, which is a different beast. I'm not going to add something they purchased.
Has anyone actually played the game,
What game?
Shadows?
Yeah, I got about
Yes.
17 hours.
I'm playing it right now.
Okay, so
Yes.
Let's actually talk about the game itself. And this is what really upsets me about it all, right? So I've not.
That is a
full
big
disclosure,
black
I've-
man with a bigger dick than yours. Oh, my bad.
I don't fully. I mean, I've not played. I'm not. All jokes aside, I have not played it yet. I was downloading it last night, and I went to bed before it finished downloading. So I plan on playing it after the show tonight. However, I've been watching a lot of reviews on it, and so I can only say what is being mimicked by all of these major reviewers. And I think that I've come to a point in time that I think these bigger reviewers, even like you would say these YouTube reviewers, like your Skill Ups and your ACGs and all of that, they all are saying the same thing in the sense that the game is good as long as you're not burned out by the Assassin's Creed formula. And
it's been like 3 or 4 years, so I'm good. So
yeah, and I'm thinking about, I'm like saying, okay, but you're complaining about why it's more Assassin's Creed, and you're giving it a decent score, but you're complaining about it as well. And so
can you take them seriously? Wize?
I think that what they're really saying is it's very formulaic. So it gets repetitive pretty quick.
It's a fucking RPG, right? Right? It's an RPG. Let me ask you a question. Wize. Let me ask you a question. Are you an Assassin's Creed player?
I dip in and dip out. I mean, the last one I played was Odyssey. I didn't care. I didn't get into Valhalla. I played a little bit, but I didn't care for it.
Okay, so we can't take your word for that.
I mean, I played the original ones first.
I hated Assassin's Creed 1.
I thought it was 1 and 2.
Hold on.
One
I didn't say 2. One was this our first game.
Mm-hmm.
It was good for its time. But the second one was fucking amazing.
Yo.
Right? Amazing.
That's
what you could do.
Goated.
Yo, listen, facts. And each one, it got better. Right? Mm-hmm. I play all this. My favorite is Origins. Valhalla is fucking dope. What's the other one that was using the Roman times? What's that shit called?
Odyssey.
I didn't like Odyssey because when you picked the spear, it was like fucking button mashing and fucking Dynasty Warriors. I didn't like that. When you use the other weapons, it was a better game, right? I'm a huge Assassin's Creed fan. I thought that game was like it wasn't bad, it was good, right? I've been playing Shadows. It brought it back to the roots. RPG. Mm-hmm. With the action, with the story, which was major, Major. That's where you played Assassin's Creed. Major.
Well,
Major.
see, I support that. But what I'm saying is, I got upset at the actual reviewers. I think it's gotten to the point where, like, just
You
as like
can't listen to
I don't
them.
listen. Just like I don't pay no heed to the movie critics, because I think what they're
Right.
looking for is something different than what I'm
Yeah,
looking
but
for.
you also need to first
thing.
play the game, because you can't just listen to a review and then assess what they're saying without knowing what you
But
feel
they're
about
saying
the
the
game
same
first.
thing. It's a great
Hey,
game if you
well,
like
may-
Assassin's Creed,
right,
but
but
it's more Assassin's
maybe
Creed,
they're
and
all
therefore I
saying the
don't
same
like it.
thing because.
But what the
I
fuck
mean,
is this
I don't
supposed to be?
really
The
think
game
that's
is
a
called
bad
Assassin's
thing.
Creed, right?
Yeah, it's like if
Don't
someone
make
said it's. I mean, I guess there's nuance to it. Like with Gears of War 5, they introduced some new mechanics to it. Not to turn this into a Gears of War podcast, but even for me, who's been a long fan of Gears of War, I'm like, okay, it is kind of running stale. And
I don't think anyone was expecting a massive
But with-
reinvention of
yeah,
the
with-
But that's
Assassin's
the
Creed
point. Like,
formula.
No, I
most people
think,
don't
I
play
think, I
Assassin's Creed,
think,
play
I
Assassin's
think,
Creed.
I know. I think they're fair.
Yeah.
The fair issue is that if there's like 3,000 fetch requests that are repetitive,
And
that's a fair critique
That's
that
negative.
all of us
You-
Assassin's Creed players will say.
And
It's just a fair.
I'm gonna say this about Gears of War 5.
And I have I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
yeah, Triple.
just listen to the reviews. I haven't played it myself, but even then, people are saying it's the Assassin's Creed formula that's been improved. It's not just
Yes.
a repeat of what. It's not
Yes.
just a repeat carrying over the problems.
Yo, it's
the previous
awesome,
games
bro.
had. It's
The
an
game is
improvement.
awesome.
Yeah, they've tightened it a lot. There's not,
Okay.
you know.
Let me give you a constructive criticism from a Gears dude, right? That's a dude that owns the Gold Lancer, the Bloody Lancer, and the regular Lancer, right? I gave both of the other Lancers away. I kept my regular Lancer. But I'm gonna say this. You know what pissed me off about Gears 5? They try to make it an open world experience
Yeah.
to fit in with everybody
Correct.
else.
Yeah.
All that sailing and shit. I was like, nope,
Oh, the skiff.
nope,
I don't like the
nope, nope,
I like the
nope.
I
nope.
always just say I don't mind trying something different for a franchise.
No,
that's
they
running this
tried it.
long,
It
but-
don't work for
No,
Gears, bro.
I get that. No, I get that, and it's more so just the execution because
But
Halo.
guess what? Gears 5 is still a monster. The
Oh,
story
Well,
was amazing.
that Gears 5 DLC was fire.
Yo,
Oh, yeah.
fire.
So
What I'm
that's
saying
where
is,
I definitely see where
but
you're coming
see,
from.
this-
Because it was a
this is-
traditional.
this is me being realistic. I'm not co-signing everything they experiment with. They took a chance. I said, yo, just fucking going back and forth between the story reminded me of Resident Evil. Oh, get this one key. You got to go 10 levels back and open the one door you couldn't open. Nah, that's not Gears, bro. That's not Gears, bro. I beat the game. I beat it 3 times. Absolutely amazing game. But
It's
all
kinda
that
ironic that you
open
said
world
that.
shit was
Yeah,
like,
it's ironic
what the
that you said
fuck?
that. But Levin, it's ironic that you said that, because one of the biggest critiques that they've had about this game, and before this goes to hell in a handbasket, let me just say my piece, is the gameplay of
Yasuke and
No, say your piece.
Yasuke.
Ya-
They feel
Yasuke,
Yasuke,
motherfucker.
they feel Yasuke is in a wrong game. They say most of
No.
the people who let me finish. Then y'all can have your field day with this. But they're saying that
Who's
Yasuke-
they? Here you go. Now I'm going to
No,
catch
no,
you
no,
again.
no, no,
No, I just want to catch him because
Hold on.
he always does this day shit.
Let him
okay.
finish
the
first.
reviewers that I'm
Sable.
watching, Skill Up, ACG, these guys are pretty good. Mr. Matty Play said the same thing. They feel that this guy is just way overpowered for what he does.
He's borderline a superhero in the game. When you
Right.
hit people with fucking front kicks, they legit go flying 80 feet.
Okay, let me tell you something.
And then, well, let me finish this. And they also said that he can't really do the assassin stuff that other assassins can do because he's too big. And
He's
he
a
looks comical
brute.
doing it.
He's a brute player.
Yeah.
But hold on, they kept it. This is what I said. Yo, shout out to my brothers, man, on the Iron Lords. They brought over.
And again, I don't know what
hold
it
on,
is
hold
because
on.
I've not played it, so I'm just
Hold
saying,
on, hold on,
I'm just repeating what these
Listen
other
to me.
reviewers are saying.
I'm going, fuck the reviewers. I'm talking about this dude's history. He was 6'5" like Lemon, black African slave that was a sword bearer. He was not a samurai. A sword bearer is like when you got the president and then the vice president. He was
like
the
a caddy.
vice.
He's like
Yeah,
a
no,
caddy
no,
with
no, no.
golf clubs.
Yo, if you say that again, I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna beat you with a big penis.
More
Now
like
listen.
the Secret Service agent that will kick your fucking ass if you
Yo,
get close
listen,
to the.
he was the sword bearer. This dude has a statue in Japan. and I broke down on Twitter. I said, you listen, for you fucking racist piece of shit bastards on Twitter, go look at the Netflix movie about this dude from 3 years ago.
Yeah,
before
but
you know what's against.
hold on.
Let me finish. Hold on.
I just want to say, when it comes to that, nobody other than the fact that Yasuke was in Japan, when it comes to the rest of his history, nobody knows for sure. There's so many different variations and different talent.
No. Yo, listen to me. So Super, we had, you know what kills me about these Westerners? Us. When half of us don't know our own history in the United States.
We have different historians, just like with the science. We'll have a scientist that says this is what it is, and we'll have another scientist say, actually, no, it's this.
But listen,
the scientists can't agree. The historians can't agree on what this man was or wasn't.
But wait, but no, hold on. He was a slave.
That we know for sure. Yes.
Okay, he has a statue in Japan, and this came from a Japanese historian that was on Iron Lords. I didn't even know this part. He said, listen, this dude,
he's from
hold
Djibouti
on.
Or
listen to me. Hold on, let me finish. He said, this dude was an icon. He towered over the other samurais. He was powerful with his strikes.
Because they were all Japanese and they were all 5 foot nothing.
Right. Thank you, Paul. You listen. I've been a towering dude in my life.
Yeah, but you're not started kicking a single goddamn person 80 feet.
Yo, listen. No. That's video game shit. That's video game shit. We play VR games. That's video game shit.
I think if I can say real quick, I think from what I'm understanding is that it sounds like more so you have the two different characters to offer two different play styles.
Yeah, it's exactly
more
what it is.
so comes down to does it feel balanced or to where it feels Yasuke is just too strong, and I think that's
how could it be too strong?
Whereas
it's a fucking video game.
No. I mean, that's the problem. Like, if you say it's a video game, how can it be? There's some games you're like, bro, this is kind of too easy because
it's not realistic, bro.
No. Hold on. You're misunderstanding me. I'm saying I'm not
playing Shadow, and you're playing as Naue. It feels like you're playing Assassin's Creed.
Naue is a female chick.
I don't care what her gender is. I'm just saying when you're playing as her, because of her gameplay mechanics,
she's nimble, she's athletic.
It feels like Assassin's Creed. When you're playing as Yasuke, it doesn't. It feels like more like
but hang on. Let me speak to that. You're saying it feels like what you're saying is it feels like an assassin. But even then, I don't think the last couple of Assassin's Creed really playing like an assassin.
I was saying that, like Valhalla, that's why I didn't like Valhalla as much.
If I can explain further what I'm saying, I'm not saying
go ahead,
it's a problem that he's strong. I'm just saying that for the players that have played the game, if their complaint is that he feels too strong in the sense of balance from a gameplay perspective, we can say, okay, maybe he's making these missions a little too easy. I don't have to think as much. Sure, I think that's fine. But if your complaint is he plays differently from the other character, like games have done it before where one character plays one way and another one has a different build. One's a tank, one's a stealthy guy, one's an assassin.
Okay. I'm gonna sum up what you're saying. All right, little bro, I got none but love for you and I respect you, and your opinions is greatly valued. Let me say this: you ever played Streets of Rage?
Streets of Rage. I remember playing. I remember playing the game Fighting Force.
Okay. Listen. Streets of Rage, right? You had the fucking super fast, nimble character. You had the medium character that had medium attacks that was strong, and then you had the brute character.
Yeah, but Lemon.
And hold on. Let me say a point. Let me finish.
Streets and be filled with rage.
Hold on.
Assassin's Creed.
Hold on. Let me finish before you kill me. Let me finish, Chupacabra Kila. Right? Let me say this. When you played Rygar, or you play what's the dude named in Streets of Rage, the big dude that was used to do the spinning fucking Zangief fucking attacks, right? He was slumber. This goes back to Streets of Rage, right? He was a brute character. Did he play like the nimble, fast ninja star throwing whirlwind? No. And that's what we get. We cannot criticize them for keeping the narrative the same as back in the 80s and 90s.
And that's fine. Again, what I'm saying is, and like I said, I haven't played it, but if the complaint isn't his play style is different, but rather he's basically
Yasuke. Thank you, Yobi.
Yeah.
Yasuke.
What I'm getting at is
I
that
think what they're saying
it
is
feels like easy mode. Like that's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't say it's easy because
it's not easy.
Yeah.
I mean,
beat that game in 10 hours. I dare you.
I would say because I have played it. I have played it to a point. Mostly, I played as her, but at the beginning of the game, you play as him, so you get exposed to his ability early. I actually, even on easy, I'm having trouble playing as her because she's quick, but she goes down quick if she gets hit. Man,
let me ask you, Paul. Let me ask you: do you enjoy the game?
Oh, I'm having a blast so far. I'm a little frustrated because she does go down quick.
Anybody that played the game, do you enjoy the game?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and I can't wait.
What are we talking about?
Right, but we can enjoy the game and also acknowledge the fact that Yasuke feels out of place in the game.
No, he's a big black dude that was a sword bearer. That's a fucking problem.
But I don't give a shit about his race. I don't care what title he held. I don't care if he's fictional. I don't care if he's real. This is an Assassin's Creed game. It's the same.
So you're saying none of the. So you're saying no assassin ever has been a big dude that just goes in and breaks necks?
Listen,
I would disagree with that.
Let me get my point out first. And it's the same issue I had with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where you weren't sneaking around as much. You were just basically running through, kicking people in the chest, and like Vikings aren't assassins. They were never meant to be.
Killers.
Right. So in this
Right.
franchise specifically, where you're supposed to be sneaky and stealthy and hide in the shadows.
Well, in this game, that's what she's there for. That's what she's there for.
Right, which is why I want. Right, which is why, to their point, and I also share this point to an extent. When I play as Naue, it feels like I'm playing Assassin's Creed.
Can I ask something?
When I play as Yasuke, it doesn't feel.
And
Yasuke is the first character.
That's what everyone is complaining about.
It feels like a samurai game, but again, samurai were not assassins.
Can I ask a question?
No,
quick?
they wasn't. This is not Tenchu. This ain't Tenchu,
right.
motherfucker.
So-
we're not Ninja Turtles. We're not working from the dark, motherfucker.
Guys,
He's
can I
going out
ask a
there
question?
kicking people teeth in.
Okay, go ahead.
Can I ask a question real quick? So, correct me if I'm wrong. And I know people say you'll have the option to be stealthy, but in the previous Assassin's Creed games, if you wanted to just, in some games, if you wanted to just jump into a crowd of guys with your heavy armor, your heavy weapon, you can do that. I think in Unity, you could go into a mission.
It was 100% possible, but from all the gameplay mechanics and shit, that's really not the way you're supposed to play the game.
But that's the thing.
But hold up, time out. You also, if you jumped out in the middle of the crowd and just try to fight the whole fucking city,
you would die.
You do it? Yes,
No.
maybe, but you get your ass kicked.
Yeah,
Yasuke is fucking kicking people into orbit, bro.
Yeah, yo, listen.
I mean,
don't be mad. Don't be mad.
He's dribbling these dudes up and down the street.
But hang on. But at the same time, real quick. But at the same time, it's a totally different style. Because he can't jump up on the roofs and get out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
He's got no choice. He's got no. But see, the game is balanced so that he's got no choice but to get swamped by a shitload of people. That's the play style. No, dude, you're getting tied up on the title. That's like a friend of mine who said they should never allow Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts in the Boy Scouts because that's the name of the group. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Hold up. That's like playing Flight Simulator, and then they give me a fucking car to drive.
But wait,
well, guess what, dude? I hate to break it to you. I hate to break it to you.
Let me ask you this question.
No. Hold on.
Let me ask you this question.
Hold on. Let me attack your bullshit analogy.
Explain how it's different, sir.
Excuse me.
They both got wheels.
Hold on.
They both got engines.
Flight Sim was about Cessnas and 747s. Back in, hold on. I'm about to fuck up your analogy, motherfucking chupacabra killer. I'm about to fuck your shit up. So now the new Flight Sim got jets in it, F-16s, bombers,
Hot air balloons.
helicopters, hot air balloons.
All things that can take flight.
Right. But hold on.
You can get out of the plane.
So now that flight sim was all about flying, and now you can shoot rockets, motherfucker. Oh, I'm mad at that. You're not supposed to be able to blow shit up in flight sim. No, fuck you, bitch. Grow up.
So I get what
combat would qualify as flight simulation if it is done.
So super, I get what you're saying. Like I understand what you're saying. I really do. But at the same time, I agree with someone who says you're reading too hard into the title.
Yes.
Especially when for one you have the character who is the stealthy character, and I can understand if you were forced to use Yasuke through the entire game.
Because Odyssey, Origins, and Valhalla, all of them, he wasn't an assassin. All three of those, he was not.
It's hard to be an assassin when you're 2 feet taller than everyone
No,
else.
but here's the thing, though.
Thank you.
People are just saying
Thank
that
you.
from a gameplay perspective, they're saying he feels out of place.
Matter of fact, let me tell you something.
I think they're right.
No, fuck you. Let me tell you something.
But at the same
Let me
time,
tell you
it's like-
something. Let me tell this little motherfucker something. I am 6'5" and I'm an aggressive individual.
Good for you.
Okay,
No.
so listen, hold on, but listen. You expect me to play like a female that's throwing fucking shurikens all day? No, I'm gonna go into your fucking bar and I'm fucking whooping ass.
So I guess
I'm Reacher.
Assassin doesn't necessarily mean that you're like sneaking around,
Right.
sneaking around.
You're
It
right.
means you are targeting
This ain't
someone
Hitman,
to take
bitch.
them out.
This ain't Hitman, bitch.
No, I get what you're saying.
Games.
I get what you're saying, but it's at the same time again. There's instances throughout the series where you can choose not to be the stealthy guy, just go in
Right.
with a freaking
Just
great
go in there and
sword.
brute force it.
But with those games again, remember in the beginning I said I preferred the way the other games were, where you could pick male or female, but they were essentially the same character.
Do you play Hitman? Do you play Hitman, nigga? Oh, Ninja.
Hitman, yes.
Okay. My bad. You play Hitman. You can go in there and be stealthy. You can go back door. You can assassinate that dude quiet.
Backdoor?
I don't. Yeah, no, you like backdoor. Yo, listen, Cozy, stop playing with that booty. Stop playing. Listen, I'm gonna say
You're
this.
getting way too excited. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm always excited. I got that BD energy. You heard? But I'm saying, listen. When I play Assassin's Creed, and I'm excited for the VR version that's being ported to PlayStation 5 for the VR. But I'm gonna say this. When I play games, you see what I tweet out. I always tweet Hulk and Godzilla pictures because that's my personality. I'm a brute force dude. I don't want to be stealthy all the time. I want to go in there, get into the action, whoop ass, Streets of Rage status. Yakuza status, right?
Personally, I like the two different styles. I really do.
But that brings a different demographic. That gives people choices.
Hold on. So
on how they want to play.
To my original point at the beginning of this whole fucking live stream, I preferred the other games where you had two choices, you just pick male or female, but they played exactly the same. Remember I said that? Hold on. They're different. They're different games. My point again, or let's go to say to Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima gives you the flexibility of you pick the play style you want, but you could do both things. In this game, you're forced to play one way as Yasuke, you're forced to play the other way as
Yes.
And she plays more the way you do in other Assassin's Creed. Right. And
okay, so I even want to correct that. I even want to correct that. In the early Assassin's Creed, because after Black Flag, all that sneaky shit was gone.
It was gone.
You're still climbing on rooftops and climbing.
But you weren't being an assassin, really.
You can't even run on the fucking ropes; they snap.
So because he's too big. But I'm saying
that's because he's 350 pounds. You know that.
You mad?
No, I'm not mad. All I'm saying is these people are saying that.
What do you mean these people?
For them, I'm saying you people. I say you with a capital Y, goddamn. Listen, all I'm saying is these reviewers, whoever they are, whatever race they are, triple. They're saying that for them, he feels a little bit out of place because he lacks a lot of the capabilities and gameplay mechanics.
Yeah. He don't have a skill set. She's more skilled than him. She is more skilled than he is.
Right. So he
he's a
feels little
brute
bit-
force player,
All
but
this-
you're not
yeah.
forced to play him.
Right?
So
it sounds almost like
I share a lot of their sentiment. So I'm just saying I don't see why they should get attacked for feeling that way. Because it's
No,
not
that's
they're just
fair.
saying he's black, he shouldn't be in the game.
no,
No,
that's
I'm not,
fair.
no,
I'm not
we're not
saying,
doing- we're not
and
doing
I'm not
that.
saying that there aren't people that are saying that. I'm saying that that's not what these people are saying.
No,
And
facts.
they're being attacked as almost as if that's what they're saying.
So I guess my
That's fine.
question is, and I'll probably have to look up an example of this, but there are games where you change characters and some characters just behave completely differently, where mechanics
Streets
don't
of
work with
Rage.
this. I mean, not
Streets of
even.
Rage.
Okay,
No,
wait,
no, I'm
hang
just-
on
no,
real
I'm
quick.
just
I want you
talking
to look
about,
at what Real Gamer just said. He makes a good point.
Technically,
Yeah,
technically, the
click
way
the
they portray what is to be an
An
assassin,
assassin in
series,
the series.
it means you're part of their fraternity per se, has zero to do with race, size, and culture. No, I get that, and
Facts,
what
facts.
Super is
Shout out to
basically,
Real
or
Gamer, man. Shout out
what
to
he's
Real
saying
Gamer.
is that there's certain
he don't
mechanics.
even have a wrist blade.
He's not real, but there's certain mechanics and
Yo,
fields that
facts.
just aren't available with Yasuke. But I'm just like, I'm sure there's games where if you play as one character, character A has this moveset, this action available, this maneuverability, and so on and so forth available. And then when you swap characters, kind of like Titanfall 2, if you're playing as a pilot, you're jumping around doing walls and stuff like that. You hop into a Titan, now you're just crushing through things. And maybe this is a bad
Actually,
example,
that's a
but-
good comparison. That
I
is
mean,
a really
yeah,
good comparison,
exactly.
actually.
Thank you. So it's just like this isn't new for one part of the game. You can move around, do this differently, then another half you're grounded to doing something else. So it's not new. I get what you're saying, but I'm just like, it's not
when I
new.
was forced to play as that deaf bitch and go around and clean up fucking graffiti
Stop.
in Spider-Man
Stop.
2, perfectly okay, right? Can't complain about that at all, right?
Hey, Gwen was OP in Spider-Man 2, okay?
I'm gonna say this. I'm
No,
gonna say
I
this.
think-
Hold on, hold on.
I think you can
Hold
play
on,
this.
Triple. Let me ask Noah a question again because I respect the shit out of his opinion. So, what do you prefer to play as, a feminine woman or masculine man?
Yeah, but see, again, this is like your earlier hypothetical where you asked a question where
No,
there is an
I
obvious-
asked you a question: a masculine man or feminine woman? You want to hide in the shadows,
Mr.
puta? Huh?
Again, the hypothetical is set up to where, of course, I would have to say masculine man, but the relevancy isn't
And I
there.
respect
because
you
it's
for that.
absolutely irrelevant.
How? Oh my
But
god!
listen, and
What
this is
the
why.
fuck?
This is why. As gamers,
And I'll tell you right
gamers,
now, Naue doesn't play as a feminine, can't do shit woman. She's fucking up dudes.
yo, listen.
I get what you're saying, Super.
Listen, I don't want to throw shurikens from 50 yards out. I want to get in. I want to bludgeon
So
you.
you
I
don't
want
want
to
to play an
knock your
Assassin's
fucking
Creed
head off.
game.
Yo, listen. Assassin's Creed can change.
I think that's
Every assassin. We watch movies, right? We watch John Wick. He's an assassin, but that motherfucker going in and John Wick the shit out of you. He's not he's not a stealthy.
And so in
he's-
John Wick
but
5,
listen,
if he stops shooting people with guns and
I
he
got a
stops doing
pro-
hand-to-hand
I got a
combat,
problem with
and he
that.
starts,
I got a
he starts
problem with
shooting people
that.
with the blow darts,
Yo,
and that's what he does, blow darts. No, but John Wick can change, bro.
Oh,
And he does it wearing a
Hey,
vest.
but if those blow darts make their heads explode, I'm okay with that.
Right.
So, you know.
Yo, listen. We got to take this game and look at this game from its own demographic because every Assassin's Creed is different.
Right, but the main thing again, and I'm not trying to speak for anybody. I'm just trying to back up
Yeah,
a
you
little
are.
bit what these people are. No, I'm just saying that I can see where they're coming from because I share some of those sentiments. I only speak for myself. I don't care what these fucking people say.
You played
I'm
the
saying
game?
that
Did you play the game?
this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got
I'm
more
getting-
hours
I'm
in it than I
getting
do, I think.
20 hours almost.
Okay, so how do you give me your opinion on the game? How do you feel about the different demographics and characters and abilities? How do you feel? Because that's what matters to me. It doesn't matter what these fucking
Honestly,
like,
to this point, I'll be honest. At this point, I think I'm like 17 hours in. I've only played as Yasuke in the very, very beginning part. I haven't. Whatever the fuck his name is. God damn it. Yeah, bitch. Yeah.
You don't say it right. You want me to call you Super Nuevo?
Listen, you call me
Or
whatever.
you want me
You're
to
not
call you
gonna- you're not
Supernova?
gonna
You
insult
Super
me.
Nuevo? What the fuck? Your name is Supernova.
It's more like
Man,
Super
say it right.
Nova.
Yasuke, Yasuke,
Yasuke.
whatever it is. Yeah,
Anyway,
bitch,
continue-
yeah. All I'm saying is
Continue on your point. Sir.
this many hours in, it hasn't even given me the option to play as Yasuke.
So you haven't got to his part of the story yet. So you haven't even got to his part of the story.
No, you're saying you're playing too much of
but
Yasuke right now.
my criticisms aren't on the story. I don't care about her story, his story. Then I'm not criticizing anybody's story.
I said
No,
how
what
you
I'm
like the
saying though
game.
is you haven't got
How
to
do
his
you
part
like
of the game though.
Who do you
no,
like?
no.
And what?
If
How are you playing? What's your play style? You want to be a brute force motherfucker, or you want to be a feminine bitch with some stars?
Let him answer.
No, I'm trying, but I want a straight answer. He trying to go around it.
So now, hold on, time out. Naue plays like Jin Sakai. So we're gonna say that Jin Sakai is a little pussy bitch. Is that what we're saying?
I mean,
because Jin Sakai throws shurikens.
That's why
Jin Sakai creeps around.
He's still not answering it, Nova.
No, that is my answer. My answer is
Nova.
Naue plays like Jin Sakai. We just say that Jin, because you are saying that she plays like a little feminine sissy bitch.
Yes.
That's what you're saying. That's the implication.
You want to play Assassin's Creed with thongs on?
Jin Sakai is a little sissy bitch. These are the implications.
To be fair, she played more like a ninja, and she played more like a ninja than a samurai.
Yeah, more like a ninja than a samurai. Facts. Talk that shit, Paul.
And ninjas were assassins, samurais weren't, and he's in an assassin gang. Goddamn it!
It's an Asian chick or a black man. Why can't I be a Mexican?
Your Honor, no further questions.
Vic wants to play as a Mexican or an Indian.
But bottom line, no. The game.
So real quick. So when you say Indian, do you mean dots or feathers? I'm just curious.
Listen, Paul, right. Like, what the fuck we doing here?
The dotted one?
The game.
Dots and feathers, motherfucker. Like, what you doing here?
Let's get the shit back.
I want to be. Yo, listen. As you see, I post.
I haven't been able to use that joke for years, man.
I post fucking the Hulk in all my pictures because I'm a brute force dude. This is the first brute force.
You guys missed the best joke up here. It says, AC Vic says, I wonder how a deaf chick moans, to which RPG88 replies one-handed.
Listen, man. Listen. This is why we having these conversations, because we bring different definitions to this game and shit. But I love the brute force.
Oh shit! This is better than the dot and feather
casino or gas station. Yo, gas station's on fire. Let's go RPG
or Subway sandwich shop.
Yo, listen, I want to burn the world. Let's go. I'm Yasuke all day.
Either way, thank you. Come again.
So, we say alcoholics or doctors.
Yo, look. This motherfucker just showed his Hindu roots. Thank you. Come again. I love you, Wize.
Trail of Tears or Vishnu?
Yo, listen, I love you, Wize. Fuck that.
Anyway, I was gonna say the game overall, it's not bad. It's a good game. Like for anyone that's absolutely hating on the game, I don't see any reason to hate on it. If the Japanese want to hate on it for cultural reasons, I can understand that.
No, they didn't hate. They just didn't want their shrines destroyed.
They feel like it's insulting their shit. Which
no. Listen, that's why they released the patch.
Right.
And you can't do that.
It's more than just the shrines. But again, that shit doesn't bother me because I'm not Japanese. I'm not from Japan. From a gameplay perspective, I think it's better than Valhalla. Valhalla, it had way too much of the Ubisoft collectathon shit where you just had shit fucking chests everywhere and you were constantly collecting gear. Like there was no point ever upgrading gear because you were already going to find gear around the corner that was better than the gear you had. And it kind of broke
and your map looked like a bejeweled level with all the different colors. It's like all the shit.
But there are some legitimate criticisms, and it's really just kind of almost like some strange gameplay choices. I've already commented on Twitter about the music. Sometimes the music breaks out into like rock music or like even like synthesized electronic instruments, which feels a little weird. But that's not a big deal. But there are things like you use scouts. I don't know if you understand or if you use the scouts a whole lot.
I've got one scout out right now. I've got the
right now I can hold up to 4 scouts, and the way the game works is, which I actually like this part of the game. It'll be like you need to kill this guy. He's west of Sakai, north of this city. They give you he's over there, which I like. But then in order to pinpoint where he is, you have to take a scout if you have any and say, I want you to search that area. Then the scout search that area. Yeah. And then they'll find bam and put the little dot on the map of where the person is. The issue I have with that system is that you don't get your scouts back until after a season changes, or you pay $200 currency per scout. But you'll go into bases and you'll find things to basically steal from the bases, like pallets of things you can steal of resources, and it's 2 scouts for each pallet. So like I'll take this whole castle down and I'll come in this one room and there'll be 2 pallets. That's all my scouts right there. And now there'll be other rooms in the castle that also have pallets. I can't take them now because my scouts are already gone. So now I can't steal that shit. Even though I've murdered everyone, I can't steal that shit down. Not only that, now if I want to go do the next mission, I don't have scouts to find the fucking person on the map. I have to wait a whole fucking season or go and pay 200. Like, it's just a strange system where, like, I don't understand. Really,
I think they purposely did that to slow things down to, like, so it's kind of like real. You know, you have to wait till the season.
I almost would have preferred if we didn't need the scouts to pinpoint the person and we just went through ourselves and then had to search through the city for the person.
Does it not allow you to do that at all? You can't just go over to that area and hunt it out?
You can, but I mean, it'd be a large, massive area of the map. The scouts really pinpoint it to a smaller circle. And even then, as soon as you walk in there, you just hit L2 and then you see the little blue orb. It's like, oh, it's over there. So I don't know, like the whole scout system, I don't care for it. I think it's weird. We haven't had it in the other ones.
He's not blind. He's hiding his ketamine egg-glazed eyes like Elon Musk does.
So the main thing, I think what I haven't heard anyone touch on during this whole conversation is, how's the bamboo slicing?
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah.
You slice that shit up,
this
man.
This is something else I don't have an issue with the bamboo slicing, right? But realistically, you ain't slicing no fucking bamboo with a katana. Ain't happening. But the thing is, again,
you might for one or two things, and then the katana needs to be resharpened. But
bamboo is hard as shit.
Oh, I know it is.
Yeah,
but yeah.
like I was saying, how there's a strange decision-making process when it comes to what in the environment is going to be destructible, what isn't. Like those barrels I can break for some random fucking reason, but then this other wood thing that looks like it's made out of the same shit I can't break for some strange reason. So I can cut the bamboo, great. You can't do anything with the bamboo, but then I'll come up against a little tree that's like this thick and my character gets stuck on it, or my fucking horse can't run through it. And I'm like, why isn't the little tree destructible? If I can slice all the
because they had
bamboo,
to, for the purposes of,
Right. And I understand like limitations of time and you can't have the entire world destructible, but it's like, it's strange. The decision process of what is versus what isn't.
The only thing I don't like is you break up all that bamboo, and you do need some bamboo for resource, but you don't collect it when you break it up. It just kind of falls there.
Yeah, you don't. The only time you needed to break the bamboo was in the intro, and it was like, "Hey, break the bamboo." Other than that, breaking the bamboo does nothing other than
except give you a destructible area. Yeah,
and you can walk through it.
And my like I'm stuck because I need some lumber and I can't find any, so I need to hunt around.
You probably need to go in and have it taken from one of those bases. Have your scouts.
Yeah.
But again, if your scouts out because you just used them on something,
yeah,
you don't have.
Actually, I've changed season. I got to go check him. He actually may have brought back shit.
You can't. Like I said, you can pay for them back, but they're $200 per scout.
No, that's too much money.
Yeah, right. I was like, dude, that's not even like cheap. That's a lot. I mean, even like now, I have like maybe $8-9 grand, but still $200 a pop for a scout, and then they're out the whole goddamn season. And the thing is, you need to use the scouts so frequently because you're constantly using them to pinpoint the next person to go do the shit on the map, and you're constantly finding the pallets in these bases, and it's like, well, you've taken away my scouts because I had to fucking find the guy. So that's why I only use one scout of my forever to find the guy, so I have some left over to.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna start over at some point.
Yeah, I gotta find out more about the scout system. Like, I mean, a lot of people were talking about it, and they were saying the same thing you were saying. Like, they said that it was a good idea on paper, but the execution.
Like, I love the idea of like not putting up just a marker on the map saying the guy's over there, of saying north of this, west of that. So I actually have to like look and be like, oh, he's in this area somewhere. But then you use the scouts to pinpoint the guy anyway. But even then, at least it's kind of like it takes the larger overall radius and it's like, okay, he's in a circle over here. And then when you go there, you can pinpoint further.
And like I said, I agree with it taking a little bit of time, man, because the seasons aren't really that long as far as gameplay goes.
No, but at the speed,
but it's also
doing things,
it makes sense. It'll take them a month or two to go out there, search the area out, and then come.
No, but you'll find, especially when you get later on in the game, you're going to find yourself constantly coming up to a place where here's a pallet of things, of resources. I've murdered everyone in this castle.
Right.
There's a pallet of resources, and I can't take it.
But can't you, when the scouts come back, can't you then go back and collect it?
Yeah, but then you got to go back.
But it's got. But I just hit a point where it said I have fast travel to certain areas, so I can move from area.
Not to the castle unless the castle has the little eagle thing that you did. Then you can.
No, but let me ask you guys a question about this whole scouts thing. I don't really understand what you're saying. You have to send a scout there, and then even if you go there, you can't take something unless there's a scout telling you there's something there to take.
Well, basically, he's your luggage boy. He's your.
Oh, okay.
You'll find wood and hay and all kinds
that you can pick up, but there's some stuff
large
that
pallets.
There's
Yeah,
large pallets that basically you need your Sherpas to pick up.
And there's
Oh, okay, so you need more
two bitches per pallet. Yeah.
All right.
I figured I'd use a term you would understand. Yeah.
It did make sense to me, so basically, I got my Sherpas. All right.
And like I said, it's definitely a new system, and I like 50% of what it is, but I like the first 50%, and the other 50%. Like, you could have just let me not have to wait for them to come back. I understand making it take time, but
okay. So let me ask you guys your final take on this. Do y'all think, the guys, those of y'all who played it, do you think honestly this is a day one buy, or is this something that you should wait for sale, or like?
I bought it day one.
Yeah, okay.
I like Assassin's Creed games, and it's more Assassin's Creed games, and it's at least when I'm playing it that way, feels.
I mean,
like
I will be gifted it soon.
I mean, I'm like 17 hours in. It's only been out for like 2 days, 3 days.
Yep.
So, and that's with me doing. That's with me.
Here's what's fun for me is I still gonna play it, and then Adam Falls dropping at some point.
Yeah,
supposedly today, but it hadn't dropped yet. I don't know what that.
And then fucking the Kazan game is dropping too. I want to fucking play that. That's in a couple days, so I gotta. I know it's 40 hours to beat this, which I appreciate it not being 7,000 hours like fucking Valhalla. The missions never fucking stopped.
Even Odyssey was egregious with that. Odyssey was
it
like
was very,
100
very
plus.
But what's nice is with this one, like you said earlier, you can put this one on cannon mode and basically fire straight through it, boy. Yes, forget all the side shit. We're just going to go straight through.
Well, I think you can golden path regardless. The cannon, I think, just it makes the narrative choices for you. One thing I was saying to Real Gamer earlier when we were talking is so far I haven't
because
really
it burns. Okay, she may not find out for a day or two, but it burns. Okay.
The other games had some element of the mystical or the mythological in them. And so far, this game doesn't seem to have any of that.
Apparently, it doesn't, from what I've heard from people.
Which
all the way through.
I kind of miss because I like the kind of mystical, mythological. Also, all these games in general, like everything from Origins on, they're kind of like Animus. Fuck the Animus. No one gives a shit about
actually,
the
I'm
Animus.
glad because I hated that shit in the early games, man.
Right, but then like it's just they could have called it anything. Like the whole point of the Assassin's Creed was that this person was going through the Animus to relive memories of, and like who are we playing as? I don't even know who we're playing as. Like
I think there is a choice. There is a choice in the menu system to break out of the Animus. I thought, but I haven't done it.
Right, but when the Animus is talking to you, you never talk back, and the Animus is just talking to like a random person. You're not like you were Desmond Miles in the first game. Right, so like Desmond Miles was going through and reliving these experiences so they can find shit. Like we're just playing through shit, and like it's Assassin's Creed because they say Animus at the beginning, and other than that, it's like this has nothing to do with the Animus.
See, really. I just went to the Animus. It gives me a couple of projects I can do later or whatever. Actually, I'm into Legacy, which is it says it's not started, but it's active.
I think they had a lot to go with the Animus, but I think that plot line sort of burned out for them. So
well, and it's specifically because of Paul's, and I agree with Paul. Like, and it sounds weird and hypercritical because I'm complaining about the lack of Animus, but when you're playing Assassin's Creed and you're killing and sneaking shit, and all of a sudden it pulls you out of the game so you can slow walk through a fucking cave somewhere,
or
like,
you gotta
give a shit,
or you gotta slow walk through a 6-story headquarters and try to sneak around.
Jesus. Was that one Origins?
Was that Origins or was? Yeah, you had to slow walk through Viurga or whatever the fuck that area was.
And was it like
and mess with their computers and
you had to go through files and shit. It was like Jurassic Park. And fucking she's like rebooting the fucking security system. It's like fucking put me back in the machine, goddamn.
You had to find all the post-it notes and shit that were scattered around. You know,
I don't remember that part. I just remember like hating life.
But and even then, you were doing all this shit in your memory. You get out and nope, you can't jump up that wall because you really don't have that power. Like, oh shit, I gotta walk all the fucking way around. Okay. Yeah.
All All right, before we move on, let me go ahead and say what Vic said. He said, "Wise, I got a question. How does a blind chick know you have an STD?"
I already answered that. Burns.
His
It
response,
burns.
the way a blind chick can tell if you have an STD is by reading the bumps on your dick.
Wow.
That's a good one. All right, any final say or any final thoughts on this before we move on to the next topic?
It's Yasuke, not Yasuke. I'm glad we learned that.
Paul.
Yeah, trick.
Yes.
So you Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, I still want it.
Okay.
I wants to own it. Like, yeah.
You want it?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what
okay,
she said.
no problem. All right.
That is what I said.
Yeah, it's my
No,
Christmas present. I had her
it's-
hold off on getting me a
yeah.
Christmas present until I had a game I wanted to play.
Oh,
From
you're
what
gonna
I've
buy
played,
one?
I think it's a good. I've seen people give it scores of about an 8. I think that's a fair score. I think anyone shitting on this game is being unrealistic or unreasonable. I think
Most of the
anyone giving
people shitting on it are shitting on it out of their own.
Yeah,
They're
but-
showing what kind of assholes they are.
Well, yeah,
basically.
but I also think on the flip side, anyone giving it 100%, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
There are definitely criticisms.
I believe no game is a 10. I don't care how good it is. I would never give a game a 10.
I think 10 should be a rarely achievable, almost never attained status, because that means that it is a almost flawless thing. And there are some games I agree that got it, but it really should be. I don't like seeing it handed out like fucking candy. It should be like the gold standard thing. Like you get a 10 is because you are exceptional, not you're great, not amazing, exceptional.
But guys, this is Ubisoft's baby. 8 out of 10 isn't good enough. What's wrong with y'all? What
that's another thing. 8 out of 10. That's not a bad score.
That's the mentality we have to change, like as gamers.
Yeah,
just because something's an 8,
like, bro, if I got an 80 on a fucking math test, that's a fucking B, bro. I'm going home happy.
People are happy
And my
with
parents
70s.
aren't
What are you
pulling the
talking
belt
about?
out.
Well, it's just like with movies. I found 6s that I really enjoyed. You can see the flaws and you can see why people
same
typed
with
it
women.
down, but you're like, but it's still
a few
fun.
6s. Just didn't tell them I was with them.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, if you turn off if you turn off the lights, that those 6s, you flip them over, they're 9s.
We're terrible people. But hey, you can't say shit to me and Paul. We're fucking disabled. Fuck you.
All right,
We got rights.
So Xbox released a user interface or something. I don't know the exact details of this.
I don't want to call that a leak. I think it was one of those. Oops!
Testing
Look
the
what we
waters.
did.
Oops, I did it
to see what the reaction would be, and we've seen the
Right.
reaction. It's been
Like, who
primarily
leaked this?
positive.
Goddammit! Who leaked this shit? Did they like it? What did they say?
Did they like
Who
it? Was
did
it
it?
good?
I'm gonna find out who leaked this. Did they like it? What was-
We sort of knew like this was a thing, so I'm like,
It's
okay,
been
so
rumored
they
for
finally sort of put a ring
months.
on it.
Yeah, this rumor's been around for like 5 years.
Yeah, so they finally put a ring on it. So here's the question here, and this is what I said last night.
Realistically,
I would be
if
down.
isn't this like if we're looking down the road of where this was all going? Isn't this the logical conclusion or the logical next step along this path?
And like I said, we've had rumors of them working on this over the last 4 or 5 years. Seriously,
and it always made sense.
I love PC Gamer's headline. Microsoft crawls back to what do you mean they crawled back to Steam?
That was,
Okay,
that was Reset Era, wasn't it? That wasn't.
no, that was
was
PC Gamer.
Really?
That actually came.
Fuck, wow.
PC
It was
Gamer.
weird because it was like since
Gamer
what
has
are you
been,
talking
like,
about?
But
Which is
PC
weird,
Gamer actually
weren't PC gamers begging for Xbox games to come to PC?
But go look at my tweet. Within a 3-hour period this morning, they had 2 articles, one for that and one for Assassin's Creed, actually, about somebody crawling back to somebody. I'm like, okay, you guys need to stop using fucking AI to do your shit. Okay.
I think when it comes to PC Gamer, I've noticed that some of their news stories or just like posts they make on Twitter or X is kind of clickbaity across the toxic.
It is.
Like,
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
kinda rage bait or something like that.
Hyperbolic titles, hyperbolic thumbnails or whatever. They increase engagement.
But
they have absolutely lost any. They have absolutely lost any.
PC Gamers should be a little bit more objective, don't you?
They used to be. I used to get the magazine. They used to be a very good neutral magazine. But when they started Xbox goes crawling back to, or Assassin's Creed goes crawling, then they're showing their ass, they're showing their attitude. Like, you guys are
showing their bias.
But it's like,
yeah,
what?
that's
Because
the word I use.
Xbox, they've been putting games on PC. They never stopped.
Yeah, they showed their bias, and so I'm like, you guys have lost any credibility you ever had with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also because 2 articles within a 3-hour period both said so and so goes crawling back to. I'm like, and apparently you have no editors. Okay, you know,
guys, using the same fucking thesaurus here.
Just copying each other's homework and no one even spotted.
I actually looked to see if it was both were from the same author. They were not. If they were, they were really going to get slammed.
That Mr. Bean meme where he's like looking at the other guys.
Yeah,
but I'll tell you what. From doing what's it called? From doing Lords of Gaming, if I'm looking at the because I can see all the articles before they go out because I have to go through some of them. If I look and 2 of the titles are too close or whatever, I will say, hey, we need to change the title. Hey, that looks, that looks canned. We can't use that. Let's do something else. But I would also say, you're not going to say in the title, so-and-so goes crawling back to. We're not doing that bias shit. We're just reporting on the facts.
Vic says, as gamers, we need to read reviews made by people we trust and like the same type of games we like.
Well, Vic, you've been watching me long enough. You know that I don't like or trust anybody. So,
No, I used to.
I don't even like my own reviews. I think they're shit.
Why I'm saying this is that, like, I used to really I used to value ACG's opinion and Skill Up, and still I do. But I was taken aback because they said the same thing. They both were saying the same thing, that if it's more Assassin's Creed, and that's why we don't like it. But
there was one that said, Assassin's Creed 10 out of 10, but there are issues. How can it be a 10 out of 10 but have issues? Okay, no.
That's yeah, like a 10 out of 10 doesn't mean perfection, but if you're saying there are problems, and I think that's noteworthy. Like,
yeah, then it shouldn't be a 10. I'm not saying it's got to drop down to a 6 at that point, but
like a 9.
Say, for example, they totally changed the formula. Let's just say they totally went left field. These guys will be the first person. Oh, it's a 5 because it doesn't feel like Assassin's Creed.
I don't know.
That's not
the
true.
problem.
It happened with Origins, which was a massive shift from the traditional Assassin's Creed formula. Origins was wildly popular and successful.
And you had some people that didn't like it because they said it's no.
But I think by the time we got through Valhalla, though, people were getting a little tired of it, and they wanted something to either change or go back to basics or something. Which this is somewhere between like Mirage and Valhalla. It's not all like the old ones. It's not all like the last couple ones. It's somewhere in the middle, which I think is fine. But
that's fair.
I don't know what people were expecting, and I hate when people go into a game knowing exactly what the game is and then shitting on the game for being what it is. Like, dude, it is exactly what it said it was.
I think it just comes down to, again, from what I'm understanding, is that at least from some reviews, is perfecting or fine tuning the previous design choices they had and just make it a better experience. When, as you're saying, if you're going into a game, Assassin's Creed, you're going into a game, Halo, and it plays like the games from the previous entries, and that's a con. I'm just like, there's only so much you could change into a game before it's no longer the same. Now, as you said, with Origins and how it changed massively from the previous Assassin's Creed, it paid off for them, but this, I don't really know what they could have done with this one unless they just reverted all the way back to the original.
I will say X for Crouch just feels weird. X for Crouch just feels weird in any universe. Okay.
X for Crouch, really? You have to press.
Yeah, it really.
Press the higher
Square.
Go down.
If we're playing on the right console, I'm just kidding.
Xbox X, right? Not the PlayStation.
Xbox X.
Yeah.
For Crouch,
the
left side.
Whoa, no, we're not talking about
on PlayStation.
We're not talking about the Nintendo X, right? The Nintendo X, right? Now you gotta deal with that.
No, but okay, but anyhow, let's this one. Here's the thing, right? And I've said this earlier in the podcast. I think you need to have 100 million consoles sold in order to exclusively sell to those consoles only, and only those consoles. So Microsoft had 2 situations in there. And this is what I said last night on Crossfire. I said Microsoft had 2 situations. Either try to win over 100 million consoles, which they've never done in the history. They got really close with 360 with 86 million, but that was, I think, the closest they got to the 100 million holy grail, if you will. Or they can say, well, fuck it. we don't need to worry about this because we can just put our games everywhere. And if they want to play a console, we can make them a console like we make a Surface. And I think this is the right move for them. And I think it's great
for a long time.
Like I
now,
said, they've
everything
been
is an
working on this
Xbox.
for a long time.
And you know what? This would compel me to. This would, in fact, I think this would be a better reason for more Xbox consoles to be sold. Heck, if I can buy a set-top box that mimics a console experience, and in this box I can get all my Xbox games and my games on Steam, and heaven forbid if there's some PlayStation games. I don't know if this is going to be possible, but those PlayStation games.
There
are
will
on
be
Steam.
probably. Yeah.
You know, you can play those games.
Well,
So,
when they go there, when they eventually hit PC, because they all do, all PlayStation first party games hit PC. I'm sure they're launchable on Steam, correct?
Yeah. So then what happens is now your delineating factor in the next gen is, are you willing to wait a year or
But
plus for
I'm
PlayStation exclusive?
also sure that PlayStation's probably going to have some type of.
Do you not know PC gamers?
That says that it won't be allowed.
Do you not know PC
console.
gamers? I mean, Wize, I get it. You play on console. You're a console focused guy. You don't understand PC gamers. You know the whole like Epic buying exclusivity for games,
right?
You know what happens? People don't play them. People aren't gonna buy. Most people aren't gonna be like, man. Most PC gamers aren't gonna be like, man, I need a $500 console to play one game. They don't care that much.
No, but what I'm looking at is, okay, so you got the PlayStation box, the next generation box that can play PlayStation games.
I don't think they're ever going to allow their games to be on a next generation Xbox console, even if it has Steam on it.
If it was Jim Ryan, I would agree with what you're saying. However, with this new guy, I don't know as much.
Yeah, remember this new guy has come on and said we're going to be making some changes because this shit ain't working.
Exactly,
He just said that last week.
No, he might still be the situation.
And I think that's going to revolve more around games selling on PC and the amount of time they hit PC. I think we're going to see far more day and date releases because we see again statistically that when games launch on whatever platform they launch on, if they launch on another platform later on, a lot of that momentum and heat and anticipation has died down. They don't sell as well as if they were to do day and date. When they launch day and date, those games will sell better on that second platform.
Yeah,
I'm just telling you like statistically what happens.
Right.
Just to add to that too, I could see when he says trying to branch out to try other things, I could see them trying to push further into the Xbox route where you can play your games anywhere in terms of, hey, our cloud is similar to xCloud. Like now where you need to remote play to be able to play your game, you have to have a PlayStation console to
You don't have to have a PlayStation
at least when it comes to their first party games, like
but if you're doing like the highest premium streaming, you don't need a.
But even then, no, I get that. But even then, again, when it comes to their first party games, you're not playing unless you have the console. So it's branching more into the PC place, maybe putting some more of their games day one. If not day one, like shortening in the time window or no longer doing that, we'll put it on our service, but then we'll take it off like they did with God of War and Uncharted. Like they tried that out and they removed it from their services afterwards. So maybe they'll go back to that method and keep them there or something.
I mean, in the end, they're not idiots, okay? PlayStation is not idiots. First and foremost, they're always businessmen, right? They are not going to look at Xbox eating off of everyone's plate, PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, and not look at it and say, hey, well, we're bringing.
Yeah, we want some of that pie. Yeah.
Yeah, what difference does it make? We're releasing our single players a year later. What difference does it make?
We want some of that pie, and that mentality got them Concord and lost them a fuck ton of money.
Well,
yeah, that's just going about it the wrong way.
All
like, were they not looking at Fortnite and saying these?
No. So. No,
all the companies are doing that, though.
Yeah, you can look at it, but again, it's just like you can have I want a slice of that, but you went about handling.
I ultimately don't know what they will or won't, though. I just know that if my situation, like the situation with PlayStation and Xbox are very, very different.
AC says, when we all play, we all win. That's what she said. And then we all got chlamydia. Now I got a flamethrower.
When it comes to Xbox specifically, they are afforded far more room to try or do different things because if for whatever reason they take a hit, Microsoft's got so much fucking money it don't matter. Sony really is standing on the fucking pillars of PlayStation. PlayStation can't afford to really take any major hits because that's Sony's ass. Sony can't afford to let that happen. So
and that's what caught, and some people may disagree with me, but what caught them is Jim Ryan refuses to grow and change. you know,
And they got rid
all
of him
that
for a
shit that
reason.
they've canned was his idea, his pushing it.
Yeah,
And
That's
Holtz-
why they've canned most of that shit.
Well, Holtz as well.
I'm
which is-
happy they did, honestly. Like,
You
like
know-
again, I would prefer.
You would think the guy from the Western world would understand the Western culture and tell go, here's what you need to do, or here's what we need to try to do. Not all this. Let's make 16 games and make them all try to be like Fortnite and see what sticks.
Yeah. Like,
Because, you know, that's,
give me 2 games a year that are single player games that are what you do, your bread and butter, and I'm fucking happy. I'm getting those games, and they don't have to sell 30 million. Make them for a reasonable fucking budget where you don't need to sell 50 million, and they'll be fine. They need to get their fucking budgets in order. The amount of money they spent on Spider-Man 2, which had mostly reused fucking assets from the first game, it's absurd.
I mean, doesn't Disney get a cut of that?
Yes, probably.
They probably do, but still. But
actually, Spider-Man at that time was. Did they own? Did they have rights to Spider-Man again at that point?
No, Sony owned the film rights to Spider-Man, nothing else. But if that's the case, then they shouldn't be doing what they're doing, because Insomniac is basically signed on to be Marvel Studios.
Right.
Making fucking another Spider-Man, a rumored Venom game, a fucking X-Men game, a Wolverine game.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be doing
what we
nothing.
need is a Punisher game. Okay, I want a Punisher game.
Right, that would be dope. But if it is the case that they're giving Disney a cut, well, they've set themselves up for failure then, because they're giving Disney a cut for the next 20 fucking years. If that's the case. So I don't know. I just know that they need to figure out a way to get their fucking budgets in check, because it's a ridiculous amount of money to spend for Spider-Man.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, let's just say this thing is actually in fruition. I think it will be that this console comes out, right? Now you're getting in a situation where, as I said, you got one console that can play PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, and you have another console that only can play PlayStation and Xbox. And they don't have access to, say, the PC stuff, right?
Well, to be fair, say PlayStation and Microsoft, don't they?
Right.
It's not PlayStation.
But all at the same time, most console gamers don't give a shit about the Steam library of games. The major console games already come to their platform of choice, whether it's Xbox or PlayStation, maybe Nintendo.
Well,
right?
there's a lot of console players that cross-platform into Steam anyway.
No,
but I'm sure there are.
No, but what I'm saying is that now that is a compelling offer. Now you got one console where if you want the exclusives day and date, the single player exclusives, you can get that and only that, and maybe Xbox. Whereas you can wait a year for your exclusive, they don't mean that much from PlayStation, and get another console. If you're only buying one console, that plays everything you can throw at it. And that
I would think, especially for for apartment dwellers, people with families.
Right.
You know,
Japanese people do not buy multiple consoles. They don't have this room. They only buy one console, right? Most of the time. So what I'm saying is that like
this is a get that we've seen coming, and anybody who says otherwise, thinking that this is that they were either blind or they're blinded by their console players.
I honestly don't know though, because this is kind of the same conversation we had, but with Game Pass, right? Well, if there's 2 consoles and the major games come to both consoles, but on this one you can get Game Pass that has all these games, and you get the games day and date. Wouldn't you like? That was the argument that more people would grab.
But see, they opened up the PC game. The PC side is where that's blown up.
Right, I'm just saying that,
and
I
know.
But,
and also,
I'm just saying.
Remember, this could also mean that some of your Steam games are going to be available through Fire Stick, the TVs that'll do Game Pass, all that shit.
I'm not sitting here and sticking my neck out on the line and say, "Oh my God, this is going to be the best-selling console of the next gen." I'm not going to say that, because I don't think.
I don't think it will. But I think that whatever the equipment is.
Right.
And like I said on Twitter, because Mag said the same thing. You know, everybody's talking like Xbox is going to go away tomorrow.
Of course,
got to figure they're going to be here at least for the next decade with a console for the next decade.
Xbox is always going to be
with a piece of hardware for the next decade at least.
I think they'll evolve into a service, and Xbox, the brand won't go anywhere anytime soon.
All right.
Yeah, and even then, like I said, the console, the hardware, we're still going to have home hardware for at least the next 10 years.
Yeah.
know,
I'm
because
I
just
think
saying
if
that
it goes away, it's going to go away for everybody. And
I'm just saying
Yeah.
that when you're giving us that hypothetical sales pitch, it sounds
Yeah.
very similar to the hypothetical sales pitch when it came specifically to Game Pass, which again, you can't argue with the massive value that Game Pass is. And if you were only going to buy one console and you weren't, locked into one side or the other for console war purposes or otherwise, the Xbox would obviously look like the more, reasonable console to purchase because of all that you get with it.
Right.
But that didn't really bear out when it came to sales. Will this
Right, okay.
change that? I don't know, because it's a similar sales.
Because mind
Again,
share is a big deal. People minimize
again,
mind
it's now stacking even more value on top of the value that Xbox has been adding over the years. Is this the thing that's now going to get? Is that the sales pitch that's going to do it? I don't know, and it's hard for me to speak from the mentality of someone who would only buy one because I buy everything.
Let me get your take on it. So we were
He's
talking.
got done jogging. Look at him.
Yeah, it looks like you're still motherfucker's fat as fuck still. Anyway, it didn't help.
He can't hear you yet. So say that
Your
again. What
jogging
you just
didn't
said
help,
about
you're
him.
still fat as fuck.
There you go.
Yo, Wize, you talking about me still?
Yeah, he is. He just called you fat.
Yeah, I said your jogging didn't help. You're still fat as fuck. So there you go.
Yo, listen. My chain is taller than you, bitch.
Yeah, and fatter than me too. There you go. All right, now this is what we're talking about. So I actually said this on Crossfire. I
It's
said,
past 9 o'clock. Shouldn't you be going to bed getting your titty milk, bitch?
Who, me? I've been married for 20 years. There's no more titty milk left. There. But okay, so you have anything to say on this one? This Steam leak. I think it's a good idea. I think it's compelling. I mean, I think that this is what Microsoft needed to do to their division, because I think that, I would be down day one to buy a console that I can play both all my Steam, Xbox, PlayStation.
Like I said, it's the logical next step. It's where we all knew this was going because it's what makes sense.
Can I ask y'all a question?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
With these new gaming handhelds, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Raw Gala X, games are optimized to what you own. Nvidia started that with the Shadow Play, right? Not the Shadow Play, with their app, with their let me recognize your hardware and we're gonna optimize it to what works. If Xbox adds Steam, even if it's system on a chip or it's a PC, the next console is a PC, right? With the software optimizing a game to your to your current hardware, it's easy to do. They're already in bed with Steam because Steam is a fucking Microsoft OS. It's not Linux. It's a Steam OS first. With the Asus ROG Ally, with these handhelds, with the Steam Deck, with the one players, with the Lenovo Goes, it's easy to do, right? So why wouldn't they add it to their platform so we can play Steam games on a console?
I mean, that's what we're saying. It makes
It's a unified
perfect
system.
sense.
It makes perfect sense.
And what it does is it puts pressure on the PlayStation console, because now
PlayStation can't compete with that.
No, because now there is something you can compete with, and I don't know how much of a draw it would be. Now you got two consoles where you can get both PlayStation and Xbox games. However, the Xbox console you can get PC if you are willing to look over the lack of day and date single player.
Yeah.
So that means to you, how valuable is PlayStation's single player experience that you must play it day and date and can't wait a year?
But I'm gonna ask you another question. With them releasing games on PC, and I want you to keep this in focus because Jay Barry's on suicide watch. Okay.
I don't think so. I don't think
No. He would be. You know why? Because exclusives wouldn't even matter, because they put their games on Steam, and if it works on Steam, it will work on Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a problem for Sony.
That's
because
what we're
you could play God of War with an Xbox control. Why not? It's on Steam.
If you look at the current CEO, right? This is what I brought up to, and Nova said this because you stepped away. Nova said that they were going to figure out a way of sort of like looking at your console and saying, "Oh, okay, you're downloading this on an Xbox. You can't play this PlayStation game." And I shot back. I said, if it was still Jim Ryan as CEO, I would say okay. But with this new guy, I don't think so. I think
But
he's
listen,
gonna say, "Well, fuck, it's a year later, so what difference does
you
it make?"
listen. Right now, you can play God of War on Steam with an Xbox controller.
Yeah, you can. Right.
Well, so because the default controller for PC is Xbox 360 controllers.
Right. No one's disputing that. What
No,
I'm
no,
saying
no.
is
I'm not disputing it, but I'm saying
I don't know if
how would you limit? Oh, it can't be playing on Xbox because it's on Steam.
I mean,
Open source.
If I don't know if there's some agreement they have to come to whether or not they can allow the game to be on another.
No, there's no agreement, bro. I'm telling you right now on Steam, you can use an Xbox controller, PlayStation adapted.
Right. But you're still playing on a PC. You're not playing on an Xbox. The controller is irrelevant. I'm talking about the actual box that the game is being played on, and I don't know.
Okay, so you're trying to separate Steam from console?
No,
or they adapting Steam?
Is there anything PlayStation can do?
I'm just saying,
I think let me clear it up real quick. I think what he's asking is, okay, say Sony does put one of their games on Steam, say God of War, whatever. Could they not put in the contract that Steam cannot open this up for Xbox to have access to it?
They could do that.
Yeah.
But would they?
And that's what I'm saying. I don't think so. If it was Jim Ryan, he still would. But I don't think this guy would.
No, I don't think this guy would do it either.
You know.
But if that's going to be the case, and if that's what they're going to do, at that point, then why not just release the game directly onto Xbox?
You know what? But that's a different entity.
Why?
Right.
Because they're skipping the middleman Steam there.
If you put a game on Xbox, you mean you got a program for Xbox, but you put a game on Steam that works on Xbox, you ain't got to do no extra work.
And here's the other thing. Money-wise, if they put it on Steam, even if you can play it on your Xbox, Microsoft ain't getting any of that money.
Your facts. Facts. But they're going to make some money some kind of way.
Right, they're not getting it. They're not getting it from the sale of the game, but they're not getting it.
You know, it have to be. But the point is, it's a point of we in a digital age, right?
Yep.
So if Steam is going to work on Xbox, you know there's something backdoor worked out.
Yep.
They're not going to put Steam on Xbox just to say, oh, you could access your Steam games. No, there's going to be some financial gain. They're not going to look at the situation and say, oh, you can put your games on here, but we're not getting paid. Fuck out of here.
Well, no, the financial game is you're getting more people another
right. Right. So I'm just saying, listen, man, I don't know how it's going to work. Nobody here could definitively give an answer. But I know Sony cannot be happy with that.
No,
because if your games work on Steam, and when you, I don't know who bought games on Steam from a PlayStation perspective. Both controllers are supported. Is it something they had to program, or is it something Steam doing?
Steam does.
You listen, your sis. I don't have the answer. What I'm saying is,
you can use a third-party Bluetooth controller.
Yes,
they're just being used as Bluetooth controllers at that point.
And
Steam
I'm just saying,
basically the third-party tools that translate.
Yes, and they also got that Steam Play controller shit where it adapts it to 360 automatically.
Yep.
So I don't know how it works. I don't have the answer.
If everything is doing the same thing, then all that remains on PlayStation is, hey, you can get our games day and date on launch, as opposed to waiting a year. And then that is the question. How compelling is that motivation?
It's very compelling. It's very compelling. Because, you know, I always said this on this channel, on my channel, many other channels. I don't need God of War on fucking Xbox. I don't need Halo on PlayStation. You know, that separates the two for me. But with this new vision, it's new stomping ground. Nobody gonna answer.
Well,
none of us got an answer.
Specifically with games, especially the PlayStation really does, which is like the narrative-driven games. To wait a year, that's it. The game's already out there. You don't got to play the game anymore. It's everywhere, and motherfuckers are more than happy to spoil everything on social media. You have to lock yourself out for a year to not get shit spoiled.
And I'll tell you this much. I think, yes, for us, this is a new concept, but for my kids, their console of choice is the one that gives them the most options and the most convenience.
Yep.
Period.
Oh, you mean
I'll tell you right now,
Switch?
if Xbox was releasing games a year later on PlayStation,
yeah,
I'm not waiting a year to play the Xbox games. I'm still
Right.
going to get the Xbox. But again, not everyone is going to buy every console. But for me, I'm not waiting to play shit. There's a game I want to play.
Me either.
I'm playing
I'm
it
with
day
you, bro.
one. Like, to be on PC only, and to wait a fucking year for Grand Theft Auto 6, you're out of your goddamn.
I'm
No,
not
but
doing
that's
that.
the thing. You guys have a different
Outta your
console games have a
mind.
different mentality. That's why they're easier to milk. That's why they're
Yeah,
paying
you
to
guys are
play
beta
multiplayer
testers.
on.
By the time it comes to us, it's
Well,
better. I don't give
No,
a shit.
some PC gamers are the same way, Cozy, because I was
No,
a
I'm not
PC
saying all
gamer
of them,
too.
but I'm not saying all of them, but I'm saying that's why they wait because there's so many games to play. They're not Grand
No,
Theft Auto
but
is-
but each
right to a certain
each of them has one big title that if it drops, they're getting it day one. They don't care.
No,
But
they'll get it day one. But
There are very few people that are going to wait a year to play Grand Theft Auto 6 that are Grand Theft Auto fans.
That's
They're
like
they're
being
not
the
going to
first-
go.
No, that's what I'm saying. There are plenty of people
This
that
is
will
like
wait
being
because
the
it's not
first
that big of a
dude
deal.
that ever got to fuck Scarlett Johansson, and then someone
It's not
30
that
minutes
big a
later is
deal.
like, "Yeah, I had to wait, but now she's better at it." It's like, bitch, I don't care. I got that
that's
shit
what
day
that's
one.
what I'm saying.
Right.
You're like, the same reason console players get milked in a lot of ways is because that is the kind of people that console players.
But
typically are.
fucking Scarlett Johansson once, the first time, you have to deal with the blood and then her hurting and all that shit.
Listen,
you don't
only
mind being
one
the third or
person.
Trust me,
fourth,
she-
only-
she's
only-
she's with
listen.
Colin. She's way past first.
Right.
Okay,
But
she's way.
hold up. Only one person got to do that to her. Will ever get to do that to her, and it's only number one.
but then you don't have to worry about the headaches that, oh my God, I'm bleeding. Oh my
you
God,
think I give a
this,
shit
oh my
what
God.
she feels? You act like we care.
There you go.
We're not
At least
trying
you
to
got the-
chit chat
You got the
afterward.
wrinkles worked out. You got the wrinkles.
Yo, we are over the time. What the fuck are we doing
All
here?
right. Okay, let's go ahead and call it a night. It is 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and start with. Let me start with. Let me see. Let me start with Cozy. Darling, tell
start
us
with
where we can
T-Pain.
find you.
You can find
Cocaine is
me
a hell of a
on
drug.
Cozy's
What?
here and on TSWS.
Okay, cool.
I can find you in a strip club with that big booty.
All right, Super. Tell us where we can find you.
Those big
YouTube
booties
at
on
Supernova
Super.
Gaming, X, Twitter at Yo It's Nova, and then here every Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern for Wasted with
Wasted with the wasted one.
Wasted with
All right,
Wheezy.
Triple, tell us where we can find you, sir.
You can find him giving neck on a block.
You can find me on
Yeah, my youngin.
YouTube.
Throw game out of control.
Playing games. I actually streamed Split.
Lemon looking like what?
Yeah.
Lemon talking like
Yeah.
What?
I got a life, stupid. What the fuck wrong with you? I got a life, bitch. Yo, don't be talking to me like that,
All right,
Abacab, whatever the fuck your name
Super
is.
said his outro. Jeez.
I mean, yeah, you can find
I'm
me
so tipped
here
down, my bad.
on Fridays. You can find me on Twitter or X and YouTube and Twitch at Triple Combo Gaming. Yeah.
You can find him in the young ninja strip club,
Head
tossing
bobbing.
dollars.
Head bobbing. He's bobbing.
Look at this dude.
Chicken
My
neck.
neck and my
Chicken head,
back.
chicken-
What the
chicken
fuck are we
Chicken,
doing?
bop,
Yeah, you gotta play
bop.
Boss Hunter. Y'all will understand.
Chicken head.
I don't understand, motherfucker.
Lemon, tell us where we can find you, sir.
You can find me showing off this $10,000 watch with all these diamonds. Oh, my bad. That's a stunt. You can find me on 108 Dragons TV. Of course, you can find me here every Friday, man. Yo, listen, let me say something. I'm going to blow somebody up here. King David, man. King David. Every post I put on Instagram, get your ass to Japan. I'm about to call your cousin after this show. I'm about to call Cognito and see what it's going to cost me to go to Japan, because my channel is definitely funded by me. Shout out to my members, but I don't have enough to really support Japan. But, you know, I might
When
have
they
started
flying?
September. So I will I want to go to Japan with my brothers. I got 3 big vacations and sponsoring some people going to these events.
So you'll watch. I'm just fucking
fuck out of
That's
here.
what
This is
I'm
my
saying.
birthday
So
present to myself. Fuck out of here. I ain't selling my watch. Yo, the motherfuckers ain't worth it, bro. But I'm gonna say this, man. I'm just trying to do positive things. I want people here and people to share this out. I want y'all to get people involved with this channel. Everybody here is on some real positive shit. No matter how much we debate between each other, we all got difference of opinions. And people like Wize and myself, 100 and other smaller channels, we need to be supported by a wider crowd to get the bigger voice out there. So that's all I want to say, man. Shout out to everybody here. I love you all day. Hopefully we get KY Bizob on the channel tomorrow because he be tapping out early. But yeah.
He's got a lot of situations going on.
Yo, listen, we all do, but I respect him, but I want him on my channel tomorrow because he definitely brings a different demographic. Like you popped up for my birthday. The things you did is amazing. I respect you. I respect Supernova came through. People's like, when you getting him back on, he got a lot of big booty hoes on the channel. You know, I was like, I never got those comments before. So shout out to Supernova, shout out to Cerebral Paul, shout out to Sir X-Woman. He be tapping, I'm gonna go play Battlefield, and he sucks at it. He loves it, but he sucks. Anyway, triple combo, excellent dude, great opinions. He definitely bring the young to the youth. Shout out to him, and shout out to everybody here, man. Shout out to the chat. That's all I gotta say. I'm done. You heard?
All right, last but not least, Paul, tell us where we can find you, sir.
You can find him in the old folks' home with a fucking what you call that shit in the arm? What you call with the bag?
IV?
You can find him with an IV in his arm.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
I was going to say the colostomy bag is not a bad thing. Just means I never have to get up.
And he lives with
just don't put that shit in your veins.
He lives with
Oh God, really? Oh God.
You had to go there, Super, didn't you?
Yo, if you really want to see Cozy in her best light, she's gonna be sitting on my lap at the end of the show. Facts.
I got taste, so I won't.
Okay, so about delusion. Okay, Super Paul.
Fuck you, Cozy. Fuck you. Fuck you, Cozy.
X Cerebral Paul 1, Twitch Cerebral Paul, YouTube Cerebral Paul. I really need to start streaming again. I haven't streamed in a long time, and I need to get back to
famous dude. Fake famous.
You know, you need to go and get a doctor to look that up.
Count Dooku is his name, motherfuckers.
And you got problems, man. I'm just saying, I'm no doctor, but I think your kidneys might be messed up.
Of course, and then on I haven't been doing it, but Tuesdays Retro Renegades, Thursdays 4GQ TV at some point, not for the next 2 weeks though, because Carlo's flying all over the place. And then Fridays here, Wasted with Wize. And on Xbox, Cerebral Hall 921, or if you play World of Warcraft, I'm on there a lot now too. So good luck
so you just don't forget about Dragons then, huh?
Addicted. You better be careful.
I'm actually
your ass is getting addicted to this shit.
You don't forget about Dragons, then you old
No,
motherfucker.
if I'm actually gonna No, I'm always, even if I'm not on Dragon's Den, I'm usually in the chat.
Right.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, bro.
But
So,
you can come on tomorrow. You can come on tomorrow if you want. It's up to you.
You know, he's saying he can't. He's not been streaming. He's on World. Wow, it looks like an
because he
is beginning to form.
You know why he ain't been streaming? Was because he been doing his OnlyFans page. He's busy.
I wish. No, I just. You know what? I just haven't been in a good mental mindset to want to be.
And I got you. We'll bring you out of that.
But Paul, wow.
Yeah, I feel you on that sometimes,
for 3
man.
fucking weeks straight.
Facts.
All I did was wake up.
But see, what I should do if I'm playing WoW that much is I should fucking stream it the whole time I'm playing it.
You should.
Exactly.
I'm streaming.
You should.
What I would like to, my perfect stream for me would be while I'm playing a game, if people like you guys or whoever came in and asked me about some of this stuff that we talk about, because I can play.
Do I always pop in? Do your boy Lemon always pop in?
Yep. What I'm saying is, I wouldn't mind if people popped in. I wouldn't mind if people popped in and asked me questions about the stuff that we're talking about, because I can play and talk about it at the same time and read the chat.
Yeah, he multitasks. He's a Pentium too.
I'm actually really good at it. I mean, Lemon will tell you, that when I'm playing a game, I'm on top of the chat. Everything's
Yeah,
right
facts,
there.
facts. But I'm
Yeah,
gonna say
I've seen your
something.
stream
I
several
want y'all to
times.
support something that they don't support. I want you to go to Cozy Beluga's only fan page. She got like 3 members. I need y'all to up that number. She be twerking for birthdays.
Okay, let me go ahead and say.
I kind of wish I
Let
was
me go ahead
that.
and say.
Some 14-year-old boy using his parents' credit card going, yeah.
Oh, come on. Oh, you have to ruin it.
Wow. He talking about some R. Kelly shit. Wow.
I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat who showed up tonight. Jago, RPG88, Lesser Logic, AEC, Yobi,
Legendary Yobi.
Well,
Yobi, Real Gamer, and
you know who wasn't there this week? My favorite mod.
Lord Metroid. And Real Gamer, yeah, Lord Metroid. We missed you, man. He did.
No. Let me say something to Lloyd Bencher. He hit me up and said, "Yo, Lemmy, you was drunk." First of all, my energy is always at 1,000. I'm really, when I'm drunk, I don't go stream. So don't use that word when you come to my chat, bro. He was like, "Lemmy's drinking." No, bitch. I was born with Chinese eyes, bitch.
Look, are you there? Can you hear us, or are you still asleep?
He was like, "Yo, Lemon was drunk." I said, "No, I wasn't, motherfucker. I was so."
You were turning Japanese, were you? You know
what I'm saying? Like,
you really thought so,
that word, man. Stop using that word. People gonna think I'm an alcoholic. Don't do that, bro.
Really, Triple. You do a good local accent, don't you?
No.
I think Triple, you do a good.
No, he's doing a good neck action. You see his character.
What are you trying to imply?
Throat game out of control.
Throat game.
Go ahead.
Clock 3,000.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yo, let me go, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all later.
Yeah. All right, guys, that is our show for tonight. Let me go ahead and finish up. That is our show for tonight. So, yeah, you can catch us every Friday evening at 6 p.m. Eastern. And I am, as always, the wise one, the man who brings the fun and dysfunctional.
Woo!
So, yeah, you can catch us every Friday night, 6 p.m. Eastern. And we go until we don't want to talk no more. And then that's where we leave it at until next week. So,
Don't
love you,
no more.
We love you. What happened to your guest?
I don't know. We're going to talk about that in a second.
Bitch ass motherfucker. No, he tapped out.
So
he wasn't built for this
shit.
shit.
For stopping in. I do want to thank who else came in?
Let me get
booking Penub.
We're gonna call it a night
Looking
because
for
I'm
Nub
tired.
in all the wrong
Go
places. Looking for Nub
in all the wrong places.
Anyways,
looking
like
Penub.
we always say every night,
Fucking
every
Buffy.
Friday night before we log out. You can be anywhere, but you've not been anywhere till you first been.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Wise. Y'all have a great night, have a great weekend, and stay safe. And
we see you next week, biatch.
Play AC. You won't see him next week either. Y'all have a great night and have a great weekend.
I am.